Last Raps Baseball is on the air, and tonight we are bringing you from Oracle Park in San Francisco live commentary of Major League Baseball featuring the Arizona Diamondbacks and San Francisco Giants. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Raps Baseball's live commentary of Major League Baseball. Tonight we are featuring the Arizona Diamondbacks and San Francisco Giants live from Oracle Park in San Francisco. Commentary and views are our opinions and aren't affiliated with the MLB, the MLBPA, the American League, Central League, or their sponsors. We're giving live English reports on the game being played and hope that English-speaking fans around the globe can enjoy the games on YouTube and Twitch along with us. First off, we're going to give you the starting lineups for the visitors from Arizona. Leading off and playing in right field is number 12, Dalton Varsho. Batting second and playing third base, wearing number 15 tonight, is Emmanuel Rivera. Hitting third and playing second base is number 10, Josh Rojas. And the cleanup spot and playing first base is number 53, Christian Walker. Batting fifth and in left field, wearing number 30, is Jake McCarthy. Hitting sixth in center field is number 5, Alec Thomas. Batting seventh and doing the catching is number 18, Carson Kelly. Batting eighth and doing the designated hitting is number 28, Seth Beer. And batting ninth and playing shortstop is number 2, Geraldo Perdomo. And they are going to be facing the right-hander for the San Francisco Giants, who's making his 12th start of the year and his 15th appearance. That's Jacob Junis. He's got 4 wins and 3 losses. He's worked 64 in the third innings. He's allowed 61 hits, 16 walks, 56 strikeouts. And he's got an ERA of 3.78. Well, that's the lineup for the Diamondbacks. And now for the home team from San Francisco. Leading off and playing in left field, wearing number 23, is Jock Peterson. Hitting second and doing the designated hitting is number 41, Wilmer Flores. Batting third at first base is number 9, Brandon Belt. And the cleanup spot and playing third base is number 10, Evan Longoria. Batting fifth in center field is number 5, Mike Yastrzemski. Batting sixth and at second base is number 39, Thairo Estrada. Batting seventh and playing shortstop is number 35, Brandon Crawford. Hitting eighth and doing the catching is number 21, Joey Bart. And batting ninth in right field, wearing number 31, is Lamont Wade Jr. And they're going to be facing the ace of the Diamondback staff. It'll be Merrill Kelly taking to the hill. He's 10-5 on the year. He's worked 137 in the third innings, allowing 114 hits, 47 runs, 45 of which have been earned. He's walked 42 and struck out 115. And he's posted an ERA of 2.95. Well, those are your starting lineups for the action tonight. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with all the calls after this. Here is our friend Steve Rademacher. Be sure after the game to go check him out and all the others who support our channel as well. Here's Steve.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have Lira. We have Yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OPG baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you, Steve, and your support of the channel. And in turn, we'd like to support Steve Rademacher. Be sure after the game to go check him out. We're still a couple of minutes away from the first pitch. We'll be right back after this.
Well, you got to have an ace in the hole. a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play. But you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
That's right, everybody. It's San Diego style. Make sure you go check out another Hollis build after the game. Matt Hollis is also a supporter of ours, and we like to support him in kind. Hang tight. We'll be back in just a moment. It is about 60 seconds from first pitch. Welcome back, everybody. It is a beautiful night in San Francisco for baseball. It is 75 degrees Fahrenheit, and the skies are clear. The wind is blowing at 13 miles an hour, and it's got variable directions, as that is to be expected when you're playing in San Francisco. The starting lineup, or the top of the order coming up for the Diamondbacks, will be Dalton Varsho, Emmanuel Rivera, and Josh Rojas. It's pretty much a very similar lineup tonight that the Diamondbacks are rolling out. As for last night, everybody with the exception of Perdomo was in the lineup last night. It was Sergio Alcantara who got the nod at shortstop in game one, and so that's the only position that there's been a change for the D-backs. There has been a couple of movements in the batting order as Kelly and Thomas had flip-flopped their spots, but for the most part, it is the same-looking Diamondback lineup for game two. They do have their ace on the mound in Merrill Kelly, so we would expect that it is going to be hitting at a premium tonight for the San Francisco Giants. So don't be surprised that this game here could be a 3-2 or a 4-3 type affair with these two starters on the mound. Well, we're ready to get this one underway, and Jacob Junis delivers a first pitch fastball ticket for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Dalton Varsho. Varsho batting .239. He's got 16 homers and 55 runs batted in. It's from the left side against the right-handed throwing Junis, who rocks into the motion and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and now the count goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Varsho. And as soon as Varsho goes to 0-2, the Giants make a shift as Longoria now has moved to the right side of the infield. There's a breaking ball that is waved out and missed. And on 3 pitches, Varsho is down on strikes for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that is going to bring up the third baseman, Emmanuel Rivera. For Rivera on the season, he's batting .253. He's got 10 homers and 28 runs batted in. He steps in on the right side to face the right-hander Junis. He waggles the bat, and the first pitch is a fastball swung on. It is grounded over to the second baseman, Estrada. He throws over to first on 1 hop. And that is going to get Rivera. That's going to go down as a ground out 6-3 for out number 2. So 2 pretty quick outs here in the top of the first inning, and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Josh Rojas. For the Giants tonight defensively, from left to right field, it is going to be Jock Peterson is in left. The center fielder is Mike Yastrzemski, and the right fielder is Lamont Wade Jr. Around the horn from first to third, it is Brandon Belt, the first baseman. Thairo Estrada is at second. The shortstop is Brandon Crawford tonight. Evan Longoria is holding down the hot corner at third. It is the battery of Junis and Joey Bart. They'll get things going here. And here comes the first offering to Josh Rojas. It is a fastball ticket for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. Josh Rojas last night, he was a tough guy to keep off the base paths. He had a single, a stolen base, and a walk last night. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now is 1 ball and 1 strike to Rojas. Rojas has batting .280 on the season with the 7 homers and 37 RBIs. And he takes a breaking ball down and in, and the count is now 2-1. Junis, in his first season after coming over from the Kansas City Royals organization, has seemingly found a bit of a home in San Francisco. The pitching in the park at Oracle Park is a little bit more friendlier than it is at Kauffman, and there's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is now 2-2. Again, with 2 strikes, they take away the third baseman, and they move Longoria to the right side of the infield. Here's the 2-2 pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Rojas. Certainly the play of the Giants as of late have gotten themselves back up over 500, and they're getting back in contention of a wild card spot. As here's the offering from Junis. It's a breaking ball swung on and missed. And Rojas is gone on strikes for the 3rd out of the inning, and that is going to do it as the Diamondbacks go quietly. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, had nobody left aboard. We're through a half inning. Arizona nothing. The Giants coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call. The bottom of the first inning in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for being here and for checking us out. Here's our friend Steve Rademacher.
Hello, kids. Steve coming at you. It's Steve Rademacher. And if you like interesting stuff, if you like to laugh a little bit, and if you enjoy collecting, this channel's for you. If you like non-sport cards, we have them. You like pseudo-sport cards, we open them. Even if you like entire boxes of completely pointless stuff or other sports, we have everything here. I drop a different video every day, and there's always a theme to it, from No Filter Friday to Saturday morning cartoons, even Sunday shoutouts. Once in a while, we'll get a little froggy and show Money Money Monday, where I showcase a bunch of my currency. We have Legos, we have Star Wars, we have a good time. We even have my brother on Takeover Tuesday. Be there or be square. Back to Freddy.
Appreciate you, Steve, and your support of the channel. We'll be back in 30 seconds with a call at the bottom of the first inning. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the top of the order coming up for the Giants. That means Jock Peterson, Wilmer Flores, and Brandon Belt face the right-hander Merrill Kelly. Kelly does have a pretty good pitch mix as he works in his four-seam fastball, his changeup. He does have a breaking ball that kind of looks like there's a cutter and a curveball and a slider, so to speak, that all sort of filter in. So those are his pieces that he has to offer. So Peterson steps up to the plate, hitting .252 with 17 homers and 46 RBIs. As he is ready to face the right-hander here to begin the bottom of the first inning. As Kelly gets the sign from his catcher, Kelly. Kelly combination. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep right field. And this ball looks like it's going to hook foul, and it's going to go right into the drink. As it is a splashdown, and they're going to kayak out to the ball. See who's going to pull that one in, and a gentleman looks like he's going to be there just in time as they play a little bit of bumper pool with the kayaks. So 1 strike it is to Jock Peterson. And here comes the pitch from Kelly. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Giants are wearing their home City Connect uniforms tonight. These are one of the better looking uniforms that I would have to say in this City Connect series. The pretty much all white with the orange trim, not much black in this one. There's a fastball that misses outside. The count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Peterson. Kelly again gets the sign from his catcher, Kelly, and he walks into motion and delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted in deep left center field, and it's going to get down. It's up the gap. It's all the way to the wall. Picking it up is Alec Thomas, and he throws it back in. And stopping at second with a lead-off double is going to be Jock Peterson. That is how the game is going to get going here in the bottom of the first inning. So Peterson aboard with a lead-off double, and that's going to bring up the designated hitter, Wilmer Flores. So Flores steps to the bat. Last night's ball game, he was held hitless. He was 0 for 4 as he had the start at second base. Flores batting from the right side against the right-handed hurler Merrill Kelly, who kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Flores on the season hitting .255 with 16 homers and 58 runs batted in. He waggles the bat, waiting on the offering here from Kelly. He checks Peterson at second and delivers. It's a fastball that misses outside. The count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. It's the second game of the 3-game set between these two National League West rivals. Kelly checks the runner Peterson at second. He checks him again. And now he delivers. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into shallow left center field. It is a bit of a Bermuda Triangle, but coming in is the center fielder, Alec Thomas, who's going to make the catch. That's going to retire Wilmer Flores for the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up Brandon Belt. For Belt, he's hitting .225 on the year. He's got 8 homers and 23 RBIs. The San Francisco Giants lead the National League in bunts for base hits. They're at 25 right now. Brandon Belt is among the team leader in that category. Last look, I had 8 to his name. If I'm not mistaken, he may have increased that to 9. Here we go. Here comes the first offering to Brandon Belt as Merrill Kelly holds set. Jock Peterson's jockeying with him over at second base. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0 to Belt. So 1 ball and no strikes. Brandon Belt, the crafty veteran, he's not afraid to bunt into the shift. A career .262 hitter. He's hitting almost 40 points off his career average. His Belt is in the twilight of his career, checking the runner at second, and now here's the pitch. It's a fastball that just misses down. The count is now 2-0. Brandon Belt began his career with the Giants way back in 2011. He was an all-star in the 2016 season. It was arguably the best year of his career. Walked over 100 times that year. He had 17 homers to go with 82 RBIs, and Belt squares the bunt. And he pulls back, and they appeal down to the third base umpire, Mark Ripperger, who goes up with the right hand and sent Belt went. Belt thought he pulled back in time as the pitch was low. We're going to get a chance to see it. But you know what? Ripperger made the right call. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Kelly now comes set, and he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Aaron Longoria digs in. Belt digs in. He'll be followed by Evan Longoria. So here is Kelly ready to offer to the left-handed hitting Belt. And it's a fastball that just misses outside. And the count goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. If you would ask me before this game started, I would have said that my edge in this one probably would have went to the Diamondbacks, not because of team, just because Merrill Kelly has pitched very well this year. So I would have to think that the Giants are going to have to get to him early. Because if they can't, usually that's when the good ones will settle down. And there's a breaking ball that misses outside. That's going to be ball 4. As Belt is aboard, that's going to put runners at first and second. That'll bring up the third baseman, Evan Longoria. For Evan Longoria on the season, he's hitting .245. He's got himself 10 homers and 22 RBIs. He had a 2-run shot to open the scoring in last night's ball game off of the starter, Madison Bumgarner. That game last night, it was the only the third time in Bumgarner's career that he had allowed 6 or more runs in the San Francisco ballpark. The last time it had happened was 11 years ago against the Minnesota Twins. And here comes the first pitch from Kelly. It's a fastball swung on. It is grounded over to short. Perdomo fields it over to second for one, back to first. And that is going to be a inning-ending double play. It's going to go down as a 6-4-3 double play as that takes care of Belt at second and Longoria on the backside at first. Well, it's going to do it here in the bottom of the first inning. San Francisco, they threaten, but they don't score. There were no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 1 complete. It is the Giants nothing, the Diamondbacks nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the second inning after this when we return. Here's our friend Steve Rademacher. Make sure you go check him out after the game and let him know Last Raps Baseball sent you.
Domo arigato. Sorry if I mispronounced that. I'm new at this. Thank you for watching Last Raps Baseball. Tell all your friends and family to come check him out, ask some questions during the telecast, and give him a good sub and a thumbs up. And this is Steve coming back at you, and some new things on my channel. Star Wars figures that everybody likes. We have Mad magazines from the 1970s. We try to avoid the Noid. And for your pleasure, once in a while, we can open up Michael Jackson if you want, the cards. We have Elvis. We have Sadahar O. We love everything that is everything, so we even have the Beatles fighting with lightsabers. Look at that, John and George. Once in a while, we'll even have my brother take over my channel on a Tuesday. So once again, everybody tell your friends, come see Freddie at Last Raps Baseball. And right now, I'm going to kick it right back to you, Freddie.
Appreciate you, Steve, and the support you give to our channel. And in turn, we support Steve Rademacher. We are moving now to the top of the second inning. It is going to be the heart of the Diamondback batting order coming to bat. That means Christian Walker, Jake McCarthy, and Alec Thomas come and face the right-hander Jacob Junis coming out for his second inning of work. For Walker, he had himself a decent ball game last night as he was able to account for the only run for the Diamondbacks. He had a solo shot in the 6th inning of last night's game. He also had 3 walks, so he was aboard all 4 times against the Giants pitching staff. So Walker quietly enjoying himself a nice year. I was comparing him last night, statistically anyway, to almost like Mark Reynolds, but he certainly doesn't look like Mark Reynolds. Very powerful in his lower half, strong forearms. There's a first pitch fastball that misses inside. The count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Walker. Walker's batting .220 on the year. He's got 28 homers and 68 runs batted in. As he gets the sign, does Junis from his catcher, and he delivers a fastball in the outside corner, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Christian Walker. This Diamondback lineup, as I said, if you're an Arizona fan, there's a breaking ball swung on and missed by Walker. I think there's a lot to be excited about in the future. I think they're trending in the right direction. I think the Giants are not trending in the wrong direction, but they're trending in the old direction. And we were talking a little bit about it last night and saying that I think the Giants are going to be a team that's going to be in flux. There's a breaking ball swung on. This is lifted into left field. Moving over underneath it is the left fielder, Peterson. He makes the catch. That is going to retire Christian Walker for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away. That's going to bring up the left fielder, Jake McCarthy. So for McCarthy, he's hitting .267 on the year. He's got 3 homers and 17 RBIs. He had a couple of singles in last night's ball game and 4 trips. Gets the start again in left field tonight. So the right-hander, Junis, ready to go back to work. He rocks into the motion and he kicks and delivers. It's a changeup that's taken at the knees for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Last pitch was at 86 miles an hour. As the right-hander Junis took a little bit of something off it. Here comes the offering, and it is a breaking ball swung on and missed. And now the count quickly goes to 0-2 on McCarthy. So no balls and 2 strikes. There's a full slate of games on around Major League Baseball, and we'll give you those updates a little bit later as some of them start to become finals. There's a fastball swung on. This is belted to deep right field. If it stays fair, it's trouble. And this ball is in the drink, but is it going to stay fair or foul? We're going to take a look here. And it looks like bringing Jake McCarthy back. I wonder if they're going to have a look at that one. That's the second ball tonight that's been hit in the drink. Jock Peterson did it in the first inning foul, and now we've got Joe McCarthy. The home plate umpire, Corey Blazer, is down to talk to the first base umpire, Dan Bellino, and it looks like they're going to put the headsets on. They're going to go upstairs and have a look. While we're doing that, the umpire and crew for tonight's game, it is Corey Blazer behind the plate. Dan Bellino is working first base. Phil Cousy, the crew chief, is at second tonight, and Mark Ripperger, who worked the plate last night, is in the rocking chair over at third. So they are waiting on some confirmation here as they're going to see if that ball ended up hooking foul or not. From our vantage, or at least from the replays that we've seen, I think it's a foul ball. We'll have to get another look at it again. We don't get the best view on it. You get more of a view from the first base side, and then we try to take a look to see if that ball is behind the foul pole or not. I have a feeling that might end up being ruled a fair ball. It's going to be very, very interesting. We lose sight of it around the foul pole. Sometimes you see that. The ball gets hit down the line, and the ball is, you can't tell whether it's fair or foul, and then you lose sight of it when it goes past the foul pole. And that tells you from that angle that it's probably a home run. It's on the other side. So we're going to see what they have to say here. It looks like they're talking about it here. So here's the official call from Dan Bellino. But nope, it is the call confirmed. It is a foul ball. That's what they've said. So we saw that other angle, and I said, I lost sight of the ball. Usually when that happens, when you lose sight of it, it tells you that it's on the other side of the foul pole. We're going to get a look at it again. That's a bit strange. I know that they show it, but very interesting. So here comes the first offering. It is a changeup that misses away, and the count is now 1-2 to McCarthy. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. That'll be talked about a little bit in the papers tomorrow. As Junis rocks and delivers, there's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lined into the right field corner. It's down. It's going to be extra bases. Going in after it is Lamont Wade Jr. And cruising in and stopping at second base with a 1-out double is Jake McCarthy. So he is now the runner at second base, and that's going to bring up the center fielder, Alec Thomas. So for Thomas, he's hitting .246. He's got 8 homers and 30 runs batted in. Thomas in last night's ball game had a hit in 4 trips. It was the speed of Alec Thomas that was able to beat out a ball in the infield. So here comes the first offering to the left-handed hitting center fielder. As Junis kicks and delivers, it's a breaking ball that catches the inside corner for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Thomas will be followed by the catcher, Carson Kelly. And he does the inside move, and getting back to the base is McCarthy. So here we go all over again. Leading in and getting the sign from the catcher is Junis as he holds set at the belt. He kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Giants have been playing better baseball lately. They certainly are trying to hang around in the wild card hunt. It's the Milwaukee Brewers who are between them and the last wild card spot in the standings. And there's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes to Thomas. Catching the Los Angeles Dodgers is pretty much out of the question. Any of these teams, with the Dodgers at 80 wins, San Francisco is 58. They're certainly far enough adrift. As the pitcher, Junis, checks the runner, McCarthy, back to second base. Giants, with the win last night, have now won 4 ball games in a row. They're 7-3 in their last 10. They sit 5.5 back of the Padres. Brewers are in between them. They're 2 back of the Padres. There's the breaking ball that misses down. A good stop by the center fielder, Alec Thomas. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. McCarthy establishes his lead over at second base. The right-hander, Junis, checks the runner. Now he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on and fouled off into the feet of Thomas, and the count remains at 2-2. As we look at the standings in Major League Baseball, the Dodgers, of course, are leading the National League West. The Mets have the lead in the East, and it's a bit of a dogfight between the Cardinals and the Brewers in the Central. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. Thomas has gone on strikes for the second out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Carson Kelly. Now, the dogfight between the Brewers and the Cardinals, it's only 2 games that separate those two, just as it's the 2 games that separate the Brewers from the Padres in the wild card. Padres have played 4 extra games on the Brewers. Padres are 65-53. Brewers are 61-53. Allow some games to make up the rest of the way. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined down the left field line, but it's just going to hook foul. It's going to run the count 0-1 to Carson Kelly. Well, Kelly's hitting .221. He's got 6 homers and 20 RBIs. He had a tough night at the plate last night. He was struck out twice and grounded into a double play. Kelly gets himself a reset in the batter's box. He's waiting on the offering here from Jacob Junis. Seth Beer is the designated hitter again tonight. He waits on deck. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Carson Kelly. The runner at second is Jake McCarthy. There's 2 gone here on the top of the second inning. So Jonas is looking to get himself out of this jam, and there's a breaking ball that misses down and away. The count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Again, the right-hander Junis picks up his side from the catcher Bart. And he kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball that misses low, and the count is 2-2. I have to say, I don't know if I really like the way that Joey Bart receives that ball. He really yanks it up. I've talked about this a little bit before on the streams. It's one of those ones where I just find it to be annoying, where he will get it and he'll yank it back up into the strike zone. It's much like where you'll see young kids will catch a pitch up at their head and they'll yank it down. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 3-2. Some of it is strength, but not for these big leaguers. Just trying to snatch it and move it around and really jerk the glove. I don't think it necessarily always does the best thing for the presentation to the umpires. So 3 balls and 2 strikes, and here's the pitch from Kelly. It's a foul ball. It's Junis trying to keep him off balance. Ball's gonna reach the seats on the first base side, and the count is 3 balls and 2 strikes still to Carson Kelly. So Kelly digs himself back in, establishes his spot in the batter's box, and we're ready on the 3-2 offering. As Junis is ready to go. He kicks and he fires. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is popped up. It's behind home plate. Joey Bart moving back. He's got room, and he makes the catch. And that is going to do it. Boy, he made it an adventure for sure. It looked like the ball was almost going to pop out. They're going to be able to retire his opposite number for the 3rd out of the inning. And that is going to do it, as there was no runs. There was a hit. There was no errors. And the runner, McCarthy, was stranded at second base after that 1-out double. We're now through 1.5 at Oracle Park. It is the Arizona Diamondbacks no score, the San Francisco Giants no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a couple moments. We're glad you guys could bounce in here and check it out with us tonight. Here's our friend Steve Rademacher.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy, sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom of the second inning. It's going to be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters in the batting order coming up to face Merrill Kelly. That means Mike Yastrzemski, Thairo Estrada, and Brandon Crawford. Get things going here in the bottom half of the second. This is a similar kind of pattern to last night's game. Both of the teams didn't really do much until the fourth inning, and that's when the San Francisco Giants opened their account with that 2-run homer off of Madison Bumgarner. Tonight, it has got a very eerily similar start to it. Both clubs have not really done anything major to concern the other club. And here comes the first pitch. It is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. Count is 0-1 to Yastrzemski. For Yastrzemski on the season, he's batting with .217. He's got himself 12 homers and 44 RBIs. The fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is now 0-2. If I'm a Giant fan, I have some concerns over the play of Mike Yastrzemski, maybe not defensively. This is the second season in succession that he's put up strong numbers in terms of the batting average category, and this year the alarming part is his power numbers have dropped off a bit. He's got 12 homers this year, as last year he had 25. So he's probably on pace for maybe, if he gets hot, 16 or 17 home runs. There's a fastball that just misses off the outside corner, and the count is now 1-2. Check that 2-2 to Yastrzemski. As I mentioned, it's going to be a tough year for him, or tough for him moving forward. He's going to have to start producing, and there's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and Yastrzemski's gone on strikes for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that brings up Thairo Estrada. Just to finish off on Yastrzemski, his first year that he came into the big leagues with 21 homers and 55 RBIs, he was really amazing that he hit .272, and there was a lot of thought that maybe they got themselves a steal. He followed up in the shortened season with almost a .300 batting average. He led the league in triples that year. Since then, it's been the last couple of years he's slowed down. And there's a first pitch fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0 to Estrada. So the league has made adjustments, and he has to make some adjustments back. So Kelly rocks into the windup, and he kicks and he delivers. It is a fastball swung on. It's grounded foul over on the third base side, and the count now is even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Thairo Estrada. Kelly gets the sign, and he's ready to go back into the motion as the battery of Kelly and Kelly are in business here. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. He gave the lineup, or the defensive lineup, for the Giants in the last half inning, but we haven't done the Diamondbacks yet. We'll give that to you here in just a moment as the right-hander delivers. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. It's grounded foul on the third base side. Tonight's lineup for the Diamondbacks from left to right. Jake McCarthy's in left. Alec Thomas is in center. The right fielder is Dalton Varsho. Around the horn from first to third, it's Christian Walker at first. The second baseman is Josh Rojas. At short, it's Geraldo Perdomo. third baseman is Emmanuel Rivera. Here comes the offering from Kelly. It's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to second. It's fielded neatly by the second baseman, Rojas. He throws to first. Estrada is retired on a ground out 4-3 for the second out of the inning. What's neat tonight is you got a battery of Kelly and Kelly. Merrill Kelly on the mound and Carson Kelly behind the plate. So that brings up Brandon Crawford to the plate. Crawford is not having the season that he did last year. He had a fantastic year last year, did Brandon Crawford, especially for a player who is aging in his career. He was an all-star Gold Glove winner, and he finished fourth in MVP balloting. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. Crawford this year has 5 homers and 35 RBIs. He's batting .221 at the moment. And he has definitely been struggling a little bit more than most. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball taken for a called strike. And part of that has to do with some injuries. This is his 80th game of the season tonight for Brandon Crawford. As he's waiting on the offering here from Kelly. Rocks into the motion, and he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to the right side of the infield. It is fielded by Perdomo. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Crawford on a ground out 6-3. So the Giants go quietly in their half of the inning. There was no runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left the board. We are now through 2 completed Oracle Park in San Francisco. It's the Diamondbacks nothing, the Giants nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back in just a couple moments. Appreciate you all for stopping in. Whether you listen live or on delay, it's always a pleasure to have you here. Here's our friend Steve.
Hello, friends. Steve coming back at you, a clean-shaven Steve. Thank you for watching Last Raps Baseball. And please continue to support my channel among others, like Another Hollis Build. Awesome commercial. And now I'll show you a few more things that we do have. We have toys, like this bobblehead Star Wars on wheels. We have Noids. We can't keep avoiding them forever. We do have Legos. Love my Legos. We have Origami Folder. Check him out. He's new into this, getting started, has good following already. We have Red Beard Breaks. And we also have these things that, in a pinch, will tell you what your temperature is. So, if you like all of this, and if you like Last Raps Baseball, join all of us. We'd love to have you. And I know you would enjoy us. Thank you, peace, good night, and cheers.
Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the top of the third inning. It's going to be the 8-9 hitters in the Arizona Diamondback batting order coming up to face Jacob Junis. And the first pitch is a breaking ball delivered to Seth Beer for a called strike. The count's 0-1. Seth Beer, Geraldo Perdomo, and Dalton Varsho to face the right-hander Junis in the top of the third inning. As Beer waggles the bat, he's waiting on the 0-1 offering from Junis, who delivers a breaking ball that is swung on and missed. The count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Left-handed hitting. Seth Beer last night, he was 0 for 3 before being pinched hit for. And there was a fastball swung on it, is lifted into shallow center field, coming over underneath it. And making the grab is Yastrzemski. And Beer is gone for out number 1, and that will bring up the shortstop Geraldo Perdomo. We mentioned last night, we were talking a little bit about Seth Beer, and we were saying he was one of the players that had come over in that trade for Zach Greinke from the Houston Astros. There's a number of players that are either in the lineup or have been in the lineup for the Greinke trade. But Beer's really going to have to start to get it going. He's hitting 185 as the designated hitter, and that's just not good enough. Your job as the DH is to hit. And here's the first offering from Junis. It's a fastball swung on. This ball's lifted into shallow left field. Moving in and toward the line is Jock Peterson, and he makes the catch. That's going to retire Perdomo for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away, and that'll bring up the top of the order in Dalton Varsho. For Varsho tonight, he is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. Varsho's having himself a nice season. He is hitting .238, but he's got the 16 homers and 55 RBIs. There are some players in the Diamondback lineup that have some pop, and there's a first pitch fastball that misses outside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. In last night's ball game, he was 0 for 5, but he had a couple of nice defensive plays. He was able to show off his arm a couple of times as well from right field. And here's the offering. It is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Dalton Varsho. Now Junis kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is popped up down the left field line. Racing over is Peterson, but he's not going to get there. It's just going to land in foul territory. It's going to run the count to 1-2. So he's able to pick it up, and then he flipped it into the stands. And a young man and a very impressed young lady that's with him, he was able to snag himself the souvenir from Peterson. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Varsho. There's 2 gone here in the top of the 3rd inning. They do have the shift on as Longoria has moved to the right side of second base. And here's the offering. It is a fastball that misses outside, and the count goes to 2-2. Some teams, it's interesting how they shift. They'll leave the shortstop to the left side of the infield. The Giants feel that it's better to leave the natural shortstop in that position, which is Crawford. They move Longoria to the right of second base and slide the second baseman Estrada onto the outfield grass. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is going to be hit past the shift, as it is going to be grounded through the 4-hole into right field. And Varsho has got himself a 2-out single, and that'll bring up the third baseman, Emmanuel Rivera. Rivera is 0 for 1 tonight. He's grounded to the shortstop his first time up. He swung at the first pitch that he saw and rolled it over. So he bats here with a runner at first and 2 away. Curious to keep an eye on Varsho. Varsho can run. He's got 8 stolen bases on the year. If this would be a situation that they may want to consider pushing the envelope, getting him into scoring position, and maybe Rivera will be able to bring him home. Then maybe throw over to first base, and diving back in time as the runner. And I think the San Francisco Giants are sharing similar thoughts. So waggling the bat as Rivera, he digs himself in. Coming set is the right-hander Junis, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that just misses up, and the count is 1-0. I don't know about that one. Junis had a long look in at the home plate umpire, Corey Blazer. That pitch had a lot of backdoor movement on it, but it sure looked like it was in there for a strike. So 1 ball and no strikes. The right-hander Junis holds set. Now he throws over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner Varsho. So at the outset, the City Connect uniforms that the Giants are wearing, I really do like it. They've got the Golden Gate on the sleeve, and they're wearing the all-white with the orange trim. We got our friend Big Ray in the house. It's a Big Ray sighting tonight. How you doing, Ray? Here's the offering from Junis. It's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. Hope you're doing well and things are progressing for you. I haven't seen you in a while. I just caught you at the end of our friend Mike Post's stream. I was just bouncing in as you were taking off. So here comes the 1-1 pitch. As he kicks and delivers, it's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. The count remains now 1 ball and 2 strikes to Emmanuel Rivera. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Rivera gets himself dug back in the box and waiting here on the offering from the righty Junis, who checks his side from Joey Bart. And now he comes set. As he holds and holds and holds, and now he kicks and fires. It's a changeup that is check swing foul right at home plate. That's going to keep the count at 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. The right-handed hitting Rivera. Blazier jumps out in front of the plate to give it a little dust off. Junis is ready to go back at it again as he's got himself a new baseball. They do have 3 fielders to the left side of the infield as Estrada has moved over to the left field side of second base. Again, they throw over, and again, getting back in time is the base runner. So Rivera digs in yet again and waiting on the offering here from the right-hander Junis. He works set. And again, Junis fires over to first base, and again, diving back in time is Varsho. This must be about the 3rd or 4th time that they have thrown over to first base, and each time Varsho has got back safely. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Junis now holds at the belt. And he kicks and he delivers, and that ball has come inside, and it has hit Rivera. Oh, boy, that's going to hurt a little bit. He got hit in the quad on the right side. So he's a right-handed batter. The lead leg is the left leg, and that ball had movement in it, and it came in and hit him on the right leg on the quad. It sent him down there. That's an awkward place to get hit. Pitch wasn't like it was a 97-mile-an-hour heater. It was an 85-mile-an-hour pitch. And it hit him in the upper quad. What he was doing, it was an aggressive take by the hitters, and that's what happens. Sometimes you'll see the hitters, they'll load up, and then they have already triggered. His back leg got it front on flush. So he walks down over to first base. We'll have to keep our eye on him, but hopefully for his sake, he's going to be all right. It's going to advance Varsho over to second. That puts runners at first and second with 2 away. That's going to bring up Josh Rojas to the plate. Rojas tonight struck out in his first at bat. He's 0 for 1 in the series. Rojas is 1 for 4. He's also drawn a walk and stolen a base. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses outside for ball 1. The count is 1-0. 47 pitches now for Jacob Junis here in the 3rd inning. As Rojas waggles the bat. Now Junis kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes to Rojas. Right-hander Junis comes set. He checks Varsho at second and now delivers. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. I've not seen a whole lot of Josh Rojas. We were talking about trades and the Houston trade earlier, and Rojas was another one, part of that trade. And there's the fastball swung on his grounded softly over to first. Fielded by the first baseman Belt. He underhand flips to Junis covering, and that is going to do it. That's going to go down as a ground out 3-1 for the 3rd out of the inning, but they strand a couple of runners due the Diamondbacks. There was no runs in the inning. There was a hit, no errors, and 2 left aboard. We're now through 2.5 at Oracle Park in San Francisco. It is the Giants nothing, the Diamondbacks nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for being here with us tonight. Again, here is our friend, Matt Hollis.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom of the third inning. It's going to be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters in the batting order coming up for San Francisco. That means Joey Bart, Lamont Wade Jr., and Jock Peterson. As we have our friend Big Ray back in the chat. For Joey Bart on the year, Bart has had himself a much better second half to the season. And there's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Bart has got his batting average up to 233. He's got 9 homers and 19 runs batted in, but he's sporting a 7-game hit streak right now where he is 14 for 28. There's a fastball that just misses low, and the count goes to 1-1. That ball game last night, Bart was all over the offensive stat sheet. He had 3 hits in his 4 trips to the plate. He also had a couple of doubles and scored a run. He was involved in half of the offense for the Giants. And here comes the offering from Kelly. It is a fastball swung on. It is popped up in the right side of the infield. Moving over underneath it is the second baseman, Rojas. He has to battle the wind a bit, but he makes the catch, and that is going to do it for the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up Lamont Wade Jr. Our friend Big Ray says, it's strange enough he's wearing a Willie Mays jersey tonight, so I guess go Giants. Well, do as you do, but you're not wearing the City Connect one, I'm sure. The City Connect jerseys that the Giants are wearing. I was coming in earlier. I said a lot of these City Connect jerseys that have come out, I really don't care for them. The Colorado Rockies, the Boston Red Sox, where they wear those yellow jerseys, really painful to have to look at. As here's the first offering from Merrill Kelly to Lamont Wade Jr. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is 0-1. But the Giants uniform is actually pretty decent. Lamont Wade Jr. is batting 200 on the year. And he pops up the pitch that is fouled straight back, and that's going to run the count now to 0-2 on Lamont Wade Jr. Jr. on the year has got himself 7 homers and 21 RBIs. It's only his 42nd game of the year. He struggled out of the gate as he was knocked up. He had some injury woes as he missed pretty much the first half of the season. There's a breaking ball swung on and grounded foul. The count remains at balls, 2 strikes. Last year, Wade was a godsend as he had spent his time with the Minnesota Twin organization, was basically flipped for Sean Anderson. He came over and gave the Giants some pretty solid play last year. About 109 games, he hit 253 with 18 homers. And there's a fastball that's taken for a called third strike. Lamont Wade Jr. stood there like the house by the side of the road and watched that go by for out number 2, and that's going to bring up the top of the order in Jock Peterson. Well, for Peterson tonight, he led off the ball game with a double. He's raised his season average up to 255. He's got 17 homers and 46 runs batted in. Merrill Kelly has settled down here as he's now retired the last 9 batters faced. I think that belt was erased in a double play to end the first inning. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. Count is quickly 0-1 to Peterson. So no balls and 1 strike. Right-hander against the left-hander. Kelly ready to rock into the motion. And now Jock Peterson calls time and steps out as he feels that Merrill Kelly took a little bit too long. And now Kelly rocks again. He kicks and he delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count now is no balls and 2 strikes. Ray says that he's been out of the YouTube loop for the last few weeks. Yeah, we noticed that, Ray. We were asking about you on a few occasions. We always enjoy having you in the stream, and you were conspicuous by your absence. There's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is 1-2, and hopefully everything is going well. Certainly the summertime, I'm sure, with grandkids playing ball and lots of people around and about. It's a busy time for a lot of people. There's a fastball swung on. It is grounded over to second. But it is the shortstop Perdomo who is on the right side who makes the play. Backhanded. He throws over to first. That's going to go down as a ground out 6-3 for the third out of the inning. That is going to do it here for the Giants in the bottom half of the third. So we're moving along quickly at Oracle. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We're moving to the top of the fourth. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back in just a couple moments. It'll be the heart of the Diamondback order coming to bat when we return. Here's our friend Dave. Be sure to check him out after when you get an opportunity.
Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the game and Last Raps Baseball. This is Dave, Zero Thought Sports Cards. If you like pack openings, baseball, all that good stuff, check us out. Drop a comment on our channel this month to win a mystery pack of cards. All you gotta do is say Last Rap sent you to be entered. And we'll drop a video later on this month announcing the winner. Enjoy the game.
Appreciate you, Dave, and your support of the channel. Be sure to check out Dave a little bit later and let him know Last Raps Baseball sent you. He'll put you in for a free mystery pack of cards. Hopefully you'll be able to come up with something decent there as well. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with the call of the top of the fourth inning. Appreciate you for being here. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the heart of the Diamondback batting order coming up to face the Giants here in the top of the fourth inning. It'll be Christian Walker, Jake McCarthy, and Alec Thomas to get things going against Jacob Junis. Junis has pitched very well here through his first 3 innings of work. He's only allowed a couple of hits. He did hit a batter in the last inning. 3 base runners in 3 innings. That's pretty effective. So Walker stepping to the plate. He's 0 for 1 tonight. He flew out to left field his first time up. Last night he was on base each time he came to the plate. Here's the first pitch. It is a changeup that is swung on, missed, and count is 0-1 to Walker. Junis 50 pitches in his first 3 innings of work. As he digs back, ready to go here on the rubber, ready to deliver the offering to Walker. There's a breaking ball that is check swing, fouled away, and that is going to run the count to 0-2. Little tongue twisters going on tonight for me a bit. I spent about 5 good solid hours out in the sun today. And it is, sometimes it wears on you a little bit. You got to keep your concentration on everything that's going on here. Here comes the pitch from Junis. It is a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul down the right field line, but it's going to reach the seats. That keeps the count at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Young fella with his father there makes the grab. So they got some smiles all the way around and some people patting them on the back. So here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that just misses down. The count goes to 1-2 now to Walker. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. We'll be back on the air again tomorrow with these same two teams. It'll be the Giants and the Diamondbacks for the third game of the series. Same time, same place. 6:45 Pacific. And there's a breaking ball that misses inside. And the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Walker. Walker began his career in the Baltimore Oriole organization. And he made his way over to the Diamondbacks. Yeah, the Cincinnati Reds, as there's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is belted to deep left field, racing back onto the warning track and looking up, and this one is gone. A home run for Walker as he's going to open up the scoring. That's his 29th homer of the year. And Walker has put the Diamondbacks on the board 1-0 here in the top of the 4th inning. It's a similar type of game. I was saying this before last night. There was some similar patterns. No scoring through the first 3 innings for the Diamondbacks. And, of course, who opens the scoring with his first run? It's Christian Walker, as he did last night, accounting for the only run for the Diamondbacks. So 1-0 is the score here, and that's going to bring up the left fielder, Jake McCarthy. McCarthy tonight is 1 for 1. He just missed a homer in his last at-bat. He swings at a fastball. He grounds it over to second. It's fielded by Estrada. Throws to first. And that's going to retire McCarthy on a ground out 4-3. He's retired for out number 1, and that's going to bring up the center fielder, Alec Thomas. That ball was absolutely lofted into left center field. There was no doubt. It wasn't a wall scraper. That was a good 6 to 10 rows up in the stands by Walker. So Junis now ready to make the offering to Alec Thomas. And the first pitch is a fastball that just misses inside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. It's been a very well-pitched ball game here tonight by both pitchers through the first 3 innings. Our friend Ruben is here. There's a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul. The count is 1-1. Ruben Hogan says, how are the bullpens looking for tonight? I might take in game under. Yeah, that's the problem with these two teams. Or certainly your bullpens it's a little bit nail-biting time. Get into the back half. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 1-2. I would say the Giants bullpen is better than the Diamondback bullpen. It's been a rough year for Mark Melancon at the back end. Joe Mantiply, thank goodness for him, for Diamondback fans. He's had a solid season. Once you get into the Diamondback bullpen, you never know, but there's a fastball swung on it. Is grounded over to second. Estrada fields it. He throws to first. And Thomas is retired on a ground out 4-3 for the second out of the inning. So that is going to bring up the catcher, Carson Kelly. But I would say this, that the starter, Merrill Kelly, he's had some pitch efficiency tonight. So I would anticipate that he may be able to get into the 7th inning. And so that really only leaves a couple of arms in the bullpen, and I would say Mantiply and then Melancon to try to seal the deal if that's the case. There's a fastball that misses inside. The count is 1 ball and no strikes. And I was figuring tonight it would probably be a 3-2 game or a 4-3 game. That was what I was thinking at the outset. Here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted foul down the right field line. It's going to get over the netting and into the seats. That's going to even the count now at 1 ball and 1 strike to Carson Kelly. So 1 ball and 1 strike. You zoom in on the crowd, and there's a gentleman with a Juan Marichal jersey on, autographed by Juan Marichal himself. There's a changeup that misses down, and the count now is 2 balls and 1 strike to Kelly. And you look back over time, and you look at the players that the Giants have had in their organization, some of the greats of the game, don San Francisco Giant uniforms as well as New York Giant uniforms. There's a ground ball hit to the shortstop, fielded by Brandon Crawford. He throws to first. Kelly is retired on a ground out 6-3 for the 3rd out of the inning. Well, the Diamondbacks opened the scoring in the inning. It was a leadoff home run by Christian Walker. There was a run to hit, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 3.5. It is the Diamondbacks 1, the Giants no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the bottom of the 4th inning in just a couple moments. We appreciate y'all for popping in tonight. Whether you listen live or on delay, we are always glad you're here. Here's our friend Steve Rademacher. Be sure to check him out after the ball game. We'll be right back after this.
Hello, guys. Steve Rademacher coming at you. I'm having my 500 subscriber giveaway if we get there by the end of this year. That's my name and my channel, Steve Rademacher. All you have to do is be publicly subscribed, and then you can enter to win once we hit the magic number, either an unopened, still sealed box of Star Trek official trading cards, Next Generation and Original Series. If that's not your cup of tea, we have Fleer Adrenaline with a Deer Dick rookie card. I have pulled out an autograph from one of these, and there are relics. If that's not your thing, how about an unopened box of 1987 Donruss Baseball? Just come watch me, subscribe, and enjoy the show. Thank you.
As always, appreciate you there, Steve, and your support of our channel. And we support Steve Rademacher after the game. Be sure to go check him out at Steve Rademacher at his YouTube channel. We'll be back in 30 at the call of the bottom of the fourth. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters coming to bat here to face Merrill Kelly as Kelly rocks into the motion and he delivers a first pitch fastball swung on and fouled away. Flores, Belt, and Longoria here in the fourth inning. Our friend Ruben Hogan says he took the under 6 in the ball game. Well, it was probably not a bad choice. As I said to you, I can see this game being there. It was only 38 pitches through the first 3 innings for Merrill Kelly, so he's really efficient. And I have a feeling, I just get the way that he's going tonight, I think he's going to get 7 in. And who knows, maybe more. And if you can do that, it shortens up the game for your bullpen. And that is exactly what the Diamondback needs. The Diamondbacks need a short back end of the ballgame. So here comes the offering. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count now is 1 ball and 2 strikes to Flores. Flores flew out to center field his first time up. He is officially 0 for 1 in this one. Kelly gets the sign from his catcher, Kelly, and he's ready to rock into the motion. We have Troy's Cards and Cars. And here's the first pitch. It is a fastball swung on and missed. And Flores is down on strikes for the first out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the first baseman, Brandon Belt. Well, Troy, I have to say, you've got your ace on the hill tonight, and after that first inning, he has got himself into a groove as he has really started to pitch well. It is Brandon Belt who comes to the plate. Belt walked his first time up. He was stranded. Actually, he was erased in the double play by Evan Longoria to end the first inning. So Merrill Kelly gets the sign from his catcher, Carson Kelly. He rocks into the motion and he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Belt waggles the bat, waiting on the offering from Merrill Kelly, and it's a fastball swung on. This ball is hit down the right field line. It's going to get down. It's going to get into the corner, and it's trouble. Marshall picks it up. He fires into second base, but getting in time with a stand-up double as Brandon Belt, as he's aboard with a 1-out double. And that is going to bring up the third baseman, Evan Longoria. Our friend Troy, as he popped in and says that he hopes for a better ending than yesterday. Well, one of the things is that the pitching, as we said yesterday, the pitching for the Diamondbacks is going to be obviously like anything in baseball. Good pitching beats good hitting. And certainly in this one here, they've got the stud to be able to do it. I don't know if the Diamondbacks are going to be able to take 2 out of 3 in this series. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1 to Longoria. Our friend Ruben, who also checked in here, was asking about the bullpens, and normally speaking, I would probably give the edge to the Giants. But as I said before, if it was a 7-inning plus start for the right-hander Kelly, the Diamondbacks have a pretty good chance to seal this one off. And also, with regards to the under, I had a feeling a 3-2 game. This is where we were going to be looking at. And there's a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count's now 0-2 to Longoria. It's a nice night in San Francisco for baseball, but not that many people there to see this one. We commented last night on, even though it's the Diamondbacks in town, it's not your glamour team like the Dodgers. There's a lot of empty seats in San Fran. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is 0-2. One thing I do say is I don't really care always about the attendance that's announced. They give you the announced attendance. And what the actual attendance is sometimes is two different animals. You can count your own empty seats if you want, but there's not a lot of people in the seats in certain sections of Oracle tonight. So no balls and 2 strikes as Kelly holds. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is popped up, but it's going to go foul right behind home plate. It's going to keep the count at 0-2 to Longoria. Longoria grounded into that double play tonight to end the first inning. Longoria last night was 1 for 3 with a home run and a walk. I said we'll continue to stay with this series for whatever reason. We've been able to do a lot of the Giant games more recently. Ruben says buy the $10 ticket and sit in the $100 seats. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and Longoria is down on strikes for out number 2. That is going to leave it all up to Mike Yastrzemski. That's the 4th strikeout of the ball game for Merrill Kelly. It depends on the stadium and depending upon who the people are. They do sometimes really block you out on that. I know in Seattle, for example, if you have a ticket in the lower deck anywhere, just the way the configuration of the stadium is, it's very similar to the one in Colorado. In fact, it's the same without the dome. They position their ushers at the top and they want to check your tickets. As you come down, there's a fastball that misses upstairs and counters 1-0 to Yastrzemski. So if you don't have a lower bowl ticket, you're not getting into the lower bowl anywhere. I remember one night I was sitting about 8 rows behind home plate in Seattle. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. And some yo-yo dumped his beer behind me, and it just came all into our seat, below our seat, but where you're sitting and everything. And I gave the guy the gears. This is going back maybe about 10 years ago. I was with my dad, and anyways, these guys took offense that I actually said, hey, you knuckleheads, you guys spilled your beer, and now I got to sit in your beer. It's a fastball swung on and missed. Count is 1-2. At that time, I thought I was going to see a Seattle jail. I thought we were going to have to take out a couple of guys. That's the problem that you have sometimes is in certain places is that you go and you get good seats, or you're sitting in good seats, but the people who are there don't know how to behave. And they didn't even apologize. That's the part that set me off is you spill your beer. And now I'm sitting in your beer that's all in my feet and everything. And you don't even say, oh, hey, sorry about that, man. Or, can I get you a drink? Or can I get you something to maybe offer that? There's a fastball that misses upstairs, counts 2-1. It's like if I knock somebody's beer over unintentionally, the price they have to pay in Seattle, it's $10 a beer. The least you're going to do is offer to buy the guy another beer and say, hey, man, I feel bad. Can I hook you up? I don't want to sit in your beer. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that misses down and in, and the count is 3-2. It's a good thing, though, I didn't have to pay for those tickets. As I used to have a friend of mine was a scout with the Mariners, so we always get the seats behind home plate. It was great. Ruben says you should always apologize regarding things like that. Yeah, I mean, if you dump your beer, and the thing is that we had stuff sitting on the ground. That was the other stuff. So like, I have a bag of things or whatever, and now that's all soaked in beer. And there's a fastball swung on and missed. And Yastrzemski goes down on strikes. Well, around a double, Merrill Kelly strikes out the side here in the fourth inning. There were no runs. There was a hit. There were no errors, and there was one runner left aboard. We're now through 4 complete in San Francisco. It is the Diamondbacks 1. The Giants no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back after this. And we won't cry over spilt milk, but we will cry over spilt beer. We'll be back in just a couple moments. Appreciate you all for being here.
Hello, and we'll be right back to Last Reps Baseball after this brief message from me, Steve Rademacher. Thank you all for watching my channel and supporting me. Thank you all for supporting Freddie and Last Reps Baseball. He does an awesome job commentating. And to show you some more stuff that you could see on my channel, we have shiny Pokemon cards. We have Hall of Fame quarterbacks like Brett Favre. We have Bo Jackson playing baseball. That's right. That's his rookie card. Very nice. We even have gold. We have gold. We have wrestlers. That's Rowdy Piper. And yes, we even have Jason Stokes and many ways to destroy him. So now, thank you again. Back to your regular program with your host, Last Reps Baseball.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the 5th inning. It's going to be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters in the Diamondback batting order. That means Seth Beer, Geraldo Perdomo, and Dalton Varsho to face the right-handed slants of Jacob Junis. Beer tonight 0 for 1. That almost sounds like it could be a bit of a theme. Beer tonight is 0 for 1. I wonder if Steve Rademacher would be able to do something with that one. Here's the first offering from Jacob Junis. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded through the shift into left field as Brandon Crawford was over on the right side of the infield, and that is going to give Seth Beer a leadoff single here in the 5th inning, and that'll bring Geraldo Perdomo. For Perdomo, tonight he's 0 for 1. He flew out to left field his first time up. I wonder if the Diamondbacks would consider bunting in this situation. Our friend Big Ray says that's some 1960s funk right there. Yeah. We got all kinds of stuff in the arsenal now. Big Ray, you've been away for a while, and it's almost like you've come back to a new stream because there's so many new little nuggets that we can throw at you. I'm always appreciative that you're around, that's for sure. And there's a bunt. It's a good one down the third baseline. It is fielded by Longoria. He throws over to first. And that is going to advance Seth Beer into scoring position at second base. It's going to be a sacrifice. It's going to go down as a 5-3 putout. Awkward there with the runners in different positions, but yep, that is going to retire him 5-3 as Longoria fires it over to Brandon Belt. That's going to bring up the top of the order in Dalton Varsho. Varsho tonight, 1 for 2. He's got a single and a strikeout. Seth Beer is the runner now at second base, and there's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is 0-1. I mentioned earlier, Corey Blazer doing the game. He's one of the good guys doing the balls and strikes. He's got a great sense of humor. He's a pretty interesting character. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on, and it's grounded foul over on the first base side. The count is 0-2. I think certain umpires, and you know who they are, or at least I know who some of the guys are, and there's some guys I had a chance to be around and as having them as instructors, and Corey Blazer definitely one of the more well-liked officials amongst his peer group. So here comes the 0-2 pitch. As Junis delivers, and there's a breaking ball that just misses upstairs. The count now goes to 1-2 on Varsho. Another one who's got a very good sense of humor is Sam Holbrook, the Kentucky native. He was definitely got a good personality. Some of the major league teams may not necessarily agree. He certainly has a good demeanor about him, able to usually diffuse situations pretty good. Here's the 1-2 pitch. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. And Varsho has gone on strikes for the second out of the inning. That is going to leave it up to the third baseman, Emmanuel Rivera. Well, for Rivera, he's 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded to short his first time up, and he was hit by a pitch in the third inning. The D-backs have the runner at second base with 2 gone here. It was kind of an awkward hit by pitch because he had an aggressive take in his lower half. His backside trigger was really explosive, and it hit him right on the top of the quadricep. And we said an 85-mile-an-hour fastball, or maybe changeup in this particular case of Junis, caught him there. There's a fastball that misses outside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. Got him in the right spot. It might have created a bit of a Charlie horse for him. Sure, they're going to have to apply some ice after the ball game, but he was fortunate it didn't hit him in a spot where he couldn't continue. Our friend Quaffs is in the house tonight. There's a breaking ball swung on. It's a check swing foul over on the first base side. The count's 1-1. Troy says, not that you knew I was gone, but now I'm back. Well, we knew you were gone, Troy, because we were talking to you and asking you questions. And then when we had silence, we knew that Troy had stepped away. But we're always glad that you're here. We appreciate you for checking in. So 1 ball and 1 strike as Junis comes set. Now he kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on it, missed. And the count is 1-2. I have to say, Jacob Junis has really pitched well tonight for the Giants, but Merrill Kelly has just pitched that much better. A little bit of a hard luck performance here by the righty Junis if he comes out on the short end of the stick. So here comes the 1-2 offering to Rivera. He kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball waved out and missed. And Rivera goes down on strikes for the third out of the inning. A couple of strikeouts here in the inning for Junis. So they got a leadoff single by Seth Beer. And they strand him at second base. As there was no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left to board. We are now moving to the bottom of the 5th inning. It is the Arizona Diamondbacks 1, the San Francisco Giants. No score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back here in just a moment. And we got the living room in the house. So we're welcome him back in here as well. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back. We'll fire it up with some Japanese cheerleaders for everybody. That'll get everybody fired up. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters in the batting order coming up for San Francisco. It's going to be Tyro Estrada, Brandon Crawford, and Joey Bart. You face the right-hander Merrill Kelly, who has been outstanding through his first 4 innings of work. Kelly has been able to keep the San Francisco batters off balance. He's got 5 strikeouts in his 4 innings, and he struck out the side in the 4th. So the fog is just starting to get itself rolling in. It's always a great view of San Francisco. They've got Alcatraz there as well. Here comes the first offering from the right-hander Kelly. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Estrada. Estrada tonight 0 for 1. He grounded out to second his first time up. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is now 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to Estrada. Estrada, in last night's ball game, he had himself a double and an RBI. He was 1 for 3 and a walk. He's been very, very productive for the Giants this year. And here comes the offering now from Kelly, who rocks in the motion and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away over on the third base side. The count is 0-2 to Estrada. I was talking earlier in the game about how these two teams are kind of going fouled away. The Giants are a team in flux. We talked about it in last night's stream a little bit. They do have some prospects that they're leaning on that'll be coming up. Marco Luciano, one. They expect he'll be in the big leagues next year, a shortstop. They also believe that the Helio Ramos will be able to keep a regular job. He made his debut, I believe it was this year, early on. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-2. They're going to need some help from the farm system. I also think they're going to need to get themselves a couple of free agents, because one would have to think in that overhaul, Joey Bart's going to be your catcher next year. There's no doubt about that. But Brandon Belt at first base, I'm pretty sure he's done. Brandon Crawford will be done. Longoria will be done. And there's a fastball swung on and missed. And Estrada is finished off here for out number 1 in the 5th inning, and that's going to bring up the shortstop, Brandon Crawford. Our friend in the living room said he sent me a pic earlier. Yeah, I noticed a little bit. I didn't look at it too closely. I have to admit, I didn't have a whole lot of things on the mind today. It was a bit of a wild start to the day. I was talking to my parents as they were driving on the highway heading up to a place called Chatham, Ontario. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball, and it was fastball missing outside, and they got themselves in an accident today. There was a transport truck that they were following on the highway. They left a water bottle on probably the driver had left it somewhere on the vehicle. There's a fastball that misses outside. The count's 2-0 to Crawford. Anyways, as they're driving on the highway, and next thing you know, the water bottle falls off the vehicle, bounces up and hits their windshield and smashed the windshield. It looked like a baseball hitting the windshield and then a complete spider web. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 3-0 to Crawford. So pretty harrowing experience. It's a pretty scary experience. But very fortunate that nobody was hurt or injured, that's for sure, just the vehicle. So 3 balls and no strikes. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. Crawford swinging 3-0, and he pops it up in the infield. And coming over underneath it is Perdomo. He's going to make the catch. That is going to retire Crawford for the second out of the innings. So 2 up and 2 away. It's going to bring up the catcher, Joey Bart. So for Bart, he's 0 for 1 today. We mentioned he's got a 7-game hitting streak. Coming into this one, he's 14 for 29 now, including this game, over his last 7 plus. He's raised his average on the season up to 232 during that stretch. And here comes the offering here from Kelly. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined to the left field, and it's going to get down for a base hit. A looping liner falls in, and Joey Bart's got himself a single. And that is going to bring up Lamont Wade Jr. with 2 gone here in the 5th inning. Our friend Troy says it's a good turnaround. Safe is always good. Same thing with Big Ray. Big Ray was same thing. He says, yeah, you just never know, and that's always the thing. It was just, going to be a little drive down the highway and go pick up a couple of things and nothing major, only 45 minutes away. And the next thing you know, it's your whole day gets turned upside down at their time, 10:30 in the morning. And my time at 7:30. And I'm like, what is going on? So that's the way it goes. That's what Troy says. Even scary while you're on the phone with him because, you don't know what's going on. And there's a fastball swung on. It's popped up over on the third base side. Moving over underneath it is Carson Kelly. He makes the catch. And that's going to do it here in the 5th inning for the Giants. So this game's skipping along at a pretty good clip. They got no runs in the inning. There was a hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We're now through 5 complete. It is the Arizona Diamondbacks 1 and the San Francisco Giants no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the top of the 6th inning. After this, we appreciate you guys for all being here. Here is our friend Steve again.
Hey guys, and thank you, Freddie. Steve coming back at you. That's right, Steve Rademacher. I would like to thank each and every one of you that is tuned into my channel. And today, let's do a little shout out for some other great channels you should be watching. There is WVogs 18. There's Big D's Sports and Collectibles. You all know another Hollis build. Why not Like Father, Like Son? That's a great duo that does some great stuff. It shows some great cards. And of course, the one and only Bud Stoney, creators of One of Ones. The creator of One of Ones, and they're all signed on the back. Bud Stoney, One of One, like this beautiful Robin Yount that he made for me. He made me another Robin Yount, this time mini, and a Christian Yelich mini. Great cards, and he does more than cards. We have darts of Hulk Hogan and many other things. So give them a look-see and give me another look-see. Subscribers are always welcome, and back to Freddie.
Appreciate you, Steve, and your support of the channel. We'll be back in about 35 seconds after this. A little bit of bluegrass for you to get you going. Welcome back, everybody. It is the top of the 6th inning. It's going to be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters to come to bat here for the Diamondbacks. That means Josh Rojas, Christian Walker, and Jake McCarthy face the right-hander Jacob Junis, who rocks into the motion and kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses inside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. Rojas tonight 0 for 2. He struck out in the first and grounded to the first baseman back in the 3rd inning. So 0 for 2 on the evening. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that catches the outside corner, and the count's 1-1. Not sure about that one, and nor did Josh Rojas, as it kind of stiffened him up a little bit. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Junis rocking into the motion, ready to deliver, and it's a fastball that just misses, and the count is 2-1. Ironically, the pitch that was called a strike looked like it was more of a ball, and the pitch that was a fastball right there looked like it was more of a strike. That's the way it goes sometimes in this game. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. And the count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Josh Rojas. And again, they move the third baseman Longoria over to the right side of the infield. Here's the offering. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded over to second. Estrada fields it. He throws to first. And Rojas is retired on a ground out 4-3 for the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up the entire offense in tonight's game and Christian Walker. So for Walker, he is 1 for 2. He's homered, and he's flown out to left field. He's accounted for the only run so far in the ballgame. That home run was his 29th of the year. He's driven in 69 to go with it. Walker's going to have a really tough time, in my opinion, getting to the 100 RBI category. They just don't get enough guys on for him. There's a fastball that misses inside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. 69 RBIs. I can see Walker being somewhere between 88 and 95 runs batted in. 95 on the high side, of course, and 88, probably 90 maybe by the end of the year. And here comes the pitch from Junis. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. Watch this Diamondback team, and our friend Troy said a little bit ago, they got to keep swinging. yeah, keep swinging and keep getting on base. That might be more of the challenge than anything else. There's a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count is 2-1. I was watching something the other day. Some of the people on our channel here who are listening, they'll know when the late night crowds come in, we get the heavy duty gamblers. We only get the part gamblers that come in into the early part. There's a fastball that is swung on and missed, and the count is now 2-2. And they had suggested that go check out Tokyo Brandon, and Tokyo Brandon has a channel on YouTube. And he had a channel pretty much up until about a year or so ago, and he stopped putting content on his channel because he's been hired by a group called Wager Talk, and they have about 96,000 subscribers. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and that's going to keep the count at 2-2 to Walker. Anyways, when I watched some of the last few Asian baseball predictions where they talked about the KBO and the NPB and the different type of stuff, and just interesting the way that they kind of do things. But one thing that he talked about that I picked up on, and there's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and Walker is retired on strikes for the second out of the inning. And that is going to bring up Jake McCarthy. Well, he actually looks at what they talk about runs per inning, and are you over the average or below the average? And in some ways, it kind of reminds me of something that would be called wins above replacement. And I say that because wins above replacement of players certainly make a difference in the lineup when you have a player in the ballgame. And here's the first pitch. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count's 0-1 to McCarthy. McCarthy's got a double in 2 trips tonight. He's 1 for 2. And so when I think about some of that stuff, and I think about what the point he's trying to make, and there's a fastball swung on and missed, the count is 0-2. He talks about the innings where runs are scored, especially late in the game, especially when you can start identifying where the bullpens have come in. But I certainly think the lineup has a lot to do with it as well. Guys can produce in their lineup. There's a fastball swung on. It's tapped slowly back to the pitcher. Junis comes out, fields it. He throws to first. And that's going to retire McCarthy on a ground out 1-3 for the third out of the inning. And that's going to do it here on the top of the 6th, everybody. We'll be back in just a moment. We'll be right back for the bottom of the 6th. No runs in the inning, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We'll come back and talk WAR on the bottom of the 6th in just a couple moments. Hang tight. Appreciate you all for being here with us. Here is our friend Steve Rademacher once again.
Hello, kids. Steve coming at you. It's Steve Rademacher. And if you like interesting stuff, if you like to laugh a little bit, and if you enjoy collecting, this channel's for you. If you like non-sport cards, we have them. You like pseudo-sport cards, we open them. Even if you like entire boxes of completely pointless stuff or other sports, we have everything here. I drop a different video every day, and there's always a theme to it, from No Filter Friday to Saturday morning cartoons, even Sunday shoutouts. Once in a while, we'll get a little froggy and show Money Money Monday, where I showcase a bunch of my currency. We have Legos, we have Star Wars, we have a good time. We even have my brother on Takeover Tuesday. Be there or be square. Back to Freddy.
Appreciate you there, Steve. We'll be back in 30 seconds, and I got some interesting stuff for you when we return. And we'll bring in the stuff about the Toronto Blue Jays and what they used to look at a few years ago. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the top of the order. It'll be Jock Peterson, Wilmer Flores, and Brandon Belt to come to face Merrill Kelly here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Started talking a little bit about, I mentioned it, alluded about the Toronto Blue Jays. The Toronto Blue Jays had a scout school a number of years ago, and there was one here that we were a part of. The first pitch is a fastball swung on. It is popped up. It's a fly ball into deep left center field. The way that it looked like it was popped up off the bat, hardly looked like Peterson had hit it. But McCarthy makes the catch, and he is gone for out number 1. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up Wilmer Flores. Surprising how far that ball traveled on basically just a part swing. Flores is 0 for 2 tonight. He's flown out to center, and he's struck out in his 2 trips to the plate. I was starting to say about the Blue Jays, and they had this scout school, and what they were talking about was they're talking about the averages at each position. And so like Troy said about wins above replacement, this was almost before wins above replacement became the thing. So 1 ball and no strikes here to Flores, as Kelly gets the sign from his catcher, Kelly. He goes into the motion and delivers. It is a fastball, take it for a called strike. The count is 1-1. Well, one of the things that they would talk about is like, what was the average batting average? What were the average home runs produced by a second baseman? The average RBIs produced by a second baseman. And so you were wanting your players to be above those averages. As a fastball swung on, this is lifted into right field. Moving over is Varsho. He makes the catch on the run toward the foul line. That's going to retire Flores for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away. That's going to bring up Brandon Belt. For Belt tonight, he's been on base twice. He's got a double and a walk. He was stranded at second back in the 4th inning. So 1 for 1. So if I can make a move and try to grab that in between innings, we'll share some of that information with you. And it's organizational philosophy. And of course, that was at the time when Alex Anthopoulos and Andrew Tinish and those guys were running the ship in Toronto. Of course, AA is now down in Atlanta. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0 to Belt. But it's always an interesting to see the organizational philosophy, certainly at that time. And of course, now with a different brain trust in Toronto, there's some different organizational philosophies. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 2-0. Anytime that you think about some of that stuff, it's definitely important, I would say, if you're in an organization, what they're thinking. And there's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 2-1. I'm not saying we know everything or all about it, but it's definitely when you're just looking at the pure numbers, what you're looking for in a player, who you're trying to upgrade, which are the guys that you want. One of the things I found fascinating is they put very low interest at the time, the Blue Jays did, in a closer. There was a fastball swung on and fouled away. And they basically said the only closer that would have been an interest at the time would have been a Mariano Rivera type if they had a team to be able to close out games. If you don't have a team that you think you're going to be winning with, then why are you keeping a veteran closer and paying them a lot of money? Here comes the 2-2 pitch from Kelly. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called third strike. Belt sure didn't agree, but Corey Blazer goes up with the right hand, and that is going to do it here for the Giants in their half of the 6th inning. Well, they go quietly. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 6 complete. It is the Diamondbacks 1, the Giants no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. I'm going to try to see if we can get that Blue Jays stuff up there, and we can talk a little bit about that on the in-between. Hang tight. We'll be right back after this from our friend Matt Hollis.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city, San Diego, baby. I take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. We are now moving to the top of the 7th inning. Merrill Kelly is just cruising right along, but so is Jacob Junis. Only 3 hits allowed by Kelly, 4 by Junis. His 1 walk and 7 Ks for Kelly, no walks and 6 Ks for Junis. As he is going to be on here to start the 7th inning of work. This has been a really well-pitched ball game by both of these fellas here tonight. And we are talking a little bit about certain stuff as the first pitch is a fastball that swung on and missed, and the count is quickly no balls and 1 strike to Alec Thomas. Troy says if you're not going to hit the ball, keep that pitching and leather work on top. Absolutely. Pitching and defense for sure. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is now 0-2. Our friend DW checks back in. He says, man, the Angels suck so bad. They cost them a lot of money today and yesterday. They're almost look like purposely losing games and should be fined by the commissioner. Manager should be fired as well. They already fired one manager this year. That was Joe Madden. And then, of course, they had to fire Phil Nevin. That would be quite the role. Maybe they should start with the general manager and then work their way from there. So here comes the offering from the right-hander Junis. It's a fastball swung on it. It's grounded over to second. Estrada fields it. He throws over to first, and that is going to retire Thomas in a ground out 4-3 for the first out of the inning. It's 1 up and 1 away. I was able to get that information I was talking about. Now I just have to be able to find it. One of the things that they talked about was, as I mentioned before, is they were talking about averages of certainly of players and certainly of certain things. They talk about production from everyday positional players. So if I go back and give it to you from the 2010 season, of course, these are what they call positional norms at that time. And then you would grade your guides out. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Kelly. Carson Kelly, 0 for 2. He's popped to the catcher, and he's grounded to short. As here he is, waiting on the offering. It is a changeup that misses down. The count's 1-1. So what the Blue Jays would do is they would take every single position, catcher, first base, second, third, left field, center field, right field, DH, and then they would break it down where they knew the average home runs hit by each position, the average at-bats, the average stolen bases, the average batting average, the average on-base percentage. Breaking ball catches the outside corner and counts 1-2 now to Carson Kelly. As here's the offering from Junis. He delivers a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count's now 2-2. So what they would do is they would take your players, or you would take your starter, and you would look at what their average is versus the average of everything in the league. And you would want your guys to be above those statistical averages. So if you had a catcher that only hits 4 home runs and the league average is 9.9 for catchers, hey, that's an important spot for your catcher to be able to maybe add some more offense to the team. And you look at something like that. Then they also look at the first baseman and say, hey, this is where we got to get the power from. There's a fastball swung on and grounded over to third, fielded neatly by the third baseman Longoria. He throws to first. And that is going to retire Kelly on a ground out 5-3 for out number 2, and that's going to bring up the designated hitter Seth Beer. 97 pitches so far for Jacob Junis. One would have to think he's got about 2 batters left in this ball game. And he'll have done a great job here tonight for the Giants. Unfortunately, not as great as his counterpart, Merrill Kelly. He's just been a little bit better. So Junis now ready to go to work. He gets the sign from Bart. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. So statistically, the categories, that was what the Blue Jays had narrowed it down to. And then they also looked at their pitching and what they had to do there. And they looked at different things. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses down. And the count is now 1 ball and 1 strike. But you start to find that fascinating. Well, when I look at the Arizona Diamondbacks and I look at their lineup right now, I look at them and compare them to the Giants. I think from 12 months from now, the records are going to flip-flop. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, but it's swung on and fouled away. And Beer now has got the ball, 1 ball and 2 strikes against him. And what I mean by that is when we go back and we take a look at the standings right now, the Giants are 58-57, a game over 500 entering tonight's game. Diamondbacks are 53-62. I can easily see the Diamondbacks being a 62-53 team next year. That extra year of experience with this young core. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And Beer is down on strikes. He is retired for the third out of the inning. And I can't even keep up here because this game is moving at such a great clip. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left aboard. That's probably going to be the end of the night for the starter, Jacob Junis. What a fantastic performance by him. We're going to the bottom of the seventh inning. It's a 1-0 ball game. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back as Merrill Kelly's coming back out for his seventh inning of work. Appreciate you guys being here. We'll be right back after this from our friend Dave.
Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the game and Last Raps Baseball. This is Dave, Zero Thought Sports Card. If you like pack openings, baseball, all that good stuff, check us out. Drop a comment on our channel this month to win a mystery pack of cards. All you gotta do is say Last Rap sent you to be entered. And we'll drop a video later on this month announcing the winner. Enjoy the game.
Appreciate you, Dave, and your support of the channel. And in turn, we support Dave as well. Hang tight, everybody. Here's our Buster Posey. Did you know from last year? This is going to be coming down off the channel here. We've saved it around a little bit, but it's always fun to look back at. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom of the seventh inning. It's going to be the heart of the San Francisco batting order coming to bat. It'll be Evan Longoria, Mike Yastrzemski, and Thairo Estrada. They're going to be facing the right-hander Merrill Kelly, who has been outstanding tonight in his first 6 innings of work, as he is ready to go here for inning number 7. Our friend DW says the Blue Jays are doing awful too. I would not bat an eye if the Blue Jays missed the playoffs this year. Here's the first pitch. It's a fastball swung on. This is lined into left field, and it's going to get by a diving Jake McCarthy, and Longoria is going to cruise into second base with a double. Great effort by the left fielder. He laid out, but he wasn't able to make the grab as it got by him to the wall. And Longoria's got himself a leadoff double here in the 7th inning, and that's going to bring up the center fielder, Mike Yastrzemski. I was saying I wouldn't bat an eye if the Blue Jays missed the playoffs, and I say this because George Springer being out is a huge loss and a big bat in the lineup to have to replace. And then on the other side of the coin, you're looking at the god-awful starting pitching that the Blue Jays have had. Yusei Kikuchi has not been very good. They spent a lot of money into him. They also have Jose Barrios, poured a lot of money into him. Barrios has been terrible for what they're paying him and what is expected of him. There's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away to Mike Yastrzemski, and the count is 0-1. Our friend Living Room says, is it possible to fire Charlie Montoya twice? Yeah, really. Well, it's unfortunate because, that was really, I don't know whether they fired Montoya or not, and bringing John Schneider in to manage the team on an interim basis was really going to make a difference. The difference and the problem is your starting pitching. You have Hyun-Jin Ryu out for the year with the Tommy John surgery. There's a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count's now 0-2 to Yastrzemski. So you've got the injury and the surgery for Ryu. Gosman's been average. Barrios has been below average. Kikuchi not so much. For a while there, Ross Stripling was leading the staff and pitching really well. But if Ross Stripling is leading your staff, you've got a problem. There's a fastball that swung on it, has popped up into right center field. It might be deep enough to get Longoria over. Moving over underneath it is Thomas. He makes the catch. Tagging at second is Longoria, but he's going to hold on, as it was going to be a tough situation. Not deep enough by Yastrzemski. Hit that ball. That's going to retire Yaz for the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up the second baseman, Thairo Estrada. Our friend DW says the Giants are so bad they probably wouldn't even get a hit here. I was thinking when Yastrzemski stepped up to the plate, why not sacrifice him, Longoria over to third, and then you've got a couple of cracks to still bring him home, but a deep fly ball would have been able to tag him and score him. That's assuming you could get Thairo Estrada to hit a deep fly ball. So Estrada steps up to the plate. He's 0 for 2 tonight. He's grounded to second, and he's struck out his 2 trips. And here comes the first offering from Kelly. It's a fastball swung on and tap foul over on the third base side. The count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. The Giants, if they want to make the playoffs, they're going to have to really put it in gear here. I think that you just don't have enough. They would have to go on a stretch where they'd have to rattle off 15 wins in 20 games. If they were able to do something like that, then they would put themselves in the position. You got to tip your hat, though, to Jacob Junis tonight. He pitched them in a position to win. There's the bunt, but 1 batter too late. It's a good one, though. Estrada gets it down. Kelly fields it. He fires down to first. They're going to retire Estrada, and it's going to go down as a sacrifice. 2-4. It advances Longoria over to third. And that's going to bring up the shortstop, Brandon Crawford. Our friend Quaff says he's got the Diamondbacks in this one, so hopefully that happens. Well, Merrill Kelly, our friend Ruben Hogan's was in here earlier, and he's like, should I take the under in this one? And what should I do? And I said, well, at the time, where Merrill Kelly is at, he's at 83 pitches right now. I wouldn't bat an eye if Kelly comes out and starts the 8th inning. So really all you got to do is be able to pitch the 9th inning. And I know it's been a bit of a roller coaster for Mark Melancon in doing that. I'm probably out there talking to Merrill Kelly right now and saying, hey, you got to worry about a suicide in this situation with 2 out. But I would be really surprised if Crawford was dropping a bunt down here with 2 out in the inning. Only 6 pitches here in this inning for Merrill Kelly. There is 2 away right now with the runner at third base, Longoria. So we're getting into crunch time here as we are in the bottom of the 7th inning. And here comes the first offering. It is a fastball that just misses outside for a ball, and the count's 1-0 to Crawford. Our friend DW says, why don't the Dodgers cut Max Muncy? Because Dave Roberts' computer probably says not to. That's probably the real reason. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count's 1-1. I'll give you my thoughts on Max Muncy. It's interesting that you raised that question because he's really stunk since he hurt himself last year. He was having a really good season or a really good stretch in the 2021 season, and then he hurt his wrist. I think it was when he was playing first base that he had went to catch the ball, and next thing you know, it was the runner was coming down the line and it ran into his wrist. I don't know if his wrist or his arm was broken. There's a fastball that misses outside. The count's now 2-1 to Crawford, and that put him out for the rest of the year. And he's come back this year, and he has not been the same pitcher by any stretch of the imagination. He's not been the same hitter. He's played first, he's played third, he's played second. But Muncy has not been the same guy, that's for sure. There's a fastball that misses down. The count's 3-1. So usually what you do, and I was saying this earlier about Mike Yastrzemski, is I'd be concerned about Yastrzemski. It's back-to-back poor years that he's put together. Do you want to give him another chance? I think St. Fran will. But it's like Max Muncy. He's had a pretty crummy year. Do you give him the benefit of the doubt and maybe bring him back next year? As there's a fastball that misses outside, and Crawford has drawn himself a walk. And that's going to bring up the catcher, Joey Bart, with runners on the corners. It's also going to get the Diamondbacks on the phone down to the bullpen to get some guys scurrying. So the bullpen is now going to spring into action as Mark Melancon is starting to get stretched out, and a couple of the others as well. So it's about to become a 5-alarm blaze in the Diamondback bullpen. It looks like it's Joe Mantiply who is the first one up. So 2 gone here with runners on the corners. Evan Longoria is the runner at third. Crawford at first. It's Joey Bart at the plate. He's looking to extend his hitting. He extended his hitting streak with the single his last time up. He's now got a hitting streak in 8 games. He's raised his average to 236. One of the hottest hitters in the San Francisco order right now is at the plate. He's got those 9 homers and 19 runs batted in. And here comes the offering from the right-hander, Merrill Kelly, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses upstairs for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Right-hander against the right-hander. And here comes the offering, as it's a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count now is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. It's a fastball, but it's more of a sinker from anything from Kelly, as the ball has a little bit of depth to it, more so than just your regular two-seamer. Here comes the 1-1. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. So just as we were saying that maybe we would see Kelly for the 8th, maybe it's time that Kelly is hopefully going to get out of the 7th if you're a Diamondback fan. So 2 balls and 1 strike. The runner again at third is Longoria. The runner at first is Crawford. Kelly checks the runner over at first. The work set. And here comes the 2-1 to Bart. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. Now the count is 2-2. So Kelly's going to have to dig in and get that wipeout breaking ball that he's been delivering tonight. Trying to wipe out Joey Bart on this one. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Bart. Kelly gets the sign from his catcher, Carson Kelly. He checks the runner over at first, and now Joey Bart has asked for time. So trying to throw the rhythm off of the pitcher. Got ourselves a entertaining affair here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. The Giants are threatening. Going to tie the ball game back up. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. And again, Kelly throws over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner, Crawford. Kelly now leans in, and he gets the sign from his catcher. Waggling the bat is Joey Bart. And Kelly comes set on the mound, and here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is lifted up into right center field. Moving over underneath it is the right fielder, Varsho. He makes the catch, and that is going to do it here in the 7th inning as Merrill Kelly gets himself out of a jam. You have to see if he's going to come back out for the 8th inning, but that will do it here in the 7th. There was no runs. There was a hit. There were no errors, and 2 runners left aboard. We're now through 7 complete in San Francisco. Your score is Arizona 1. The Giants no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the top of the 8th in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for being here. Here's our friend Steve again.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have Lira. We have Yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OPC baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you, Steve, and the support you give to our channel. And in turn, we like to support Steve Rademacher. Be sure after the game to go check him out. We'll be right back in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for being there. And it is Steve Rademacher. Hang tight. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the 8th inning. It is going to be coming up for the Arizona Diamondbacks. It's the 9-1-2 hitters in the order. It'll be Geraldo Perdomo, Dalton Varsho, and Emmanuel Rivera. Alex Young coming on in relief. This is going to be his 7th game. He has no record. He's got an ERA of 1.5. He's worked 6 innings. He's walked 3 and struck out 6. So Alex Young, who came over from the Cleveland Guardian organization, on in relief of Jacob Junis. And he is ready to go here. Alex Young was in last night's ball game, and he pitched after Tyler Rogers in relief of Alex Cobb. So he's pitching on consecutive nights. I would think that probably tomorrow he wouldn't be available if they had to go again. So Alex Young on in relief. Our friend in the living room says that Steve Rademacher gave him a sub earlier this morning. He says, stay tuned for absolutely no content, Steve. Well, that's not totally true. After I'm able to hit that ball deep off of the living room, we'll be able to post that up there all over. The first pitch that was delivered to Perdomo was a ball, and the second one was a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count's 1-1. Going to be heading back the living room. I've never met the living room in person, but I am going to be able to catch up with him when I get back to my hometown. There's a fastball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is now 1-2. At some point in time, we'll get a little blitz ball action in, and hopefully at that point we can take him for a ride. There's a fastball swung on and foul away. That's going to keep the count at 1-2 strikes. I'm not much of a home run guy probably at this point, but I am an assassin. So the guys who are throwing on the mound, my approach is going to be line drives right back through the box. So make sure you have your head on a swivel if you're pitching, because it might be off your shoulders before you know it. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. And now Alex Young steps off the backside of the rubber. And he's ready to go again. Here comes the 1-2 offering as he kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 1-2. It's kind of like, have to know your limits and stay within it. They have a ball dude today, and they've got a ball gal today in San Francisco. Last night they had 2 ball dudes. Really been a quiet night for the ball dudes. You haven't seen a lot of action there tonight. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count's now 2-2 to Perdomo. Get a kick out of those fellas out there in their 70s and 80s that are out trying to make plays on the ball. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded up the middle. It's past the glove of the pitcher, Young, fielded by Crawford. He makes the play. That's going to retire Perdomo. Ground out 6-3 for out number 1. I'll bring up the top of the order in Dalton Varsho. Our friend Troy says baseball cards and comics baseball cards, die-cast cars, and 80s comics. Living room says he likes all of those things. There you go. And there's a first pitch. It is a fastball. It is bunted. It is popped up down the first base line. Brandon Belt came racing in, but he wasn't able to get it, and the ball ended up bouncing foul, and it's going to be no balls and 1 strike to Dalton Varsho. That ball ended up hitting the ground and then hitting Belt. I wonder if Belt would have dove if he would have caught that one, but I guess we're not going to know. I ended up short hopping him, and it looked like it came up and almost hit him in the jaw. So foul ball on the punt. So Varsho trying to find a way on here. Here comes the pitch from Young. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded softly over to second. It's fielded by Estrada. He throws to first. That's going to retire Varsho. It's been a busy night at the office for Estrada over there, and that's the second out of the inning. If I go back and I take a look at the infield assists or even putouts for the second baseman tonight, it's his fifth assist. Ground outs 4-3. It's a busy night for a second baseman. So Alex Young on the hill here, ready to face Emmanuel Rivera, whose first pitch is a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count is 0-1. Have to say, I saw Alex Young in his first game with the Giants, and he gave up a run. And then pretty much in his last 5, he's been locked down. It's been very, very good. And he's continuing that trend here tonight. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-1. Basically, they pulled him off the Guardian scrap heap, and he's come in and be very effective in San Francisco. It's funny how guys are like that sometimes. They go to one location, and they can't get the job done. Somebody else likes them and picks them up, and the next thing you know is they really perform. There's a breaking ball that misses outside. And the count is now 2-1. Living Room says that David Finch is from LaSalle. So I don't know who David Finch is. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed. And the count is now 2-2. Probably sounds like a comic guy. I'm not a big comic guy. There it is. Big comic book artist in the 90s for Marvel. Yeah, LaSalle's about, I would say, maybe a 20-minute walk from where my folks are at. You just get across the other side of here in Church, you get onto Spring Garden, and you're good to go there. There's a breaking ball tap foul, and the count is 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. I used to work right at the LaSalle-Windsor border at the Canadian Salt back in the mining days. I used to actually work for a living. I still work for a living, but my work is more along the lines of play. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and that is going to do it as Rivera goes down on strikes for the third out of the inning. That is going to retire the Diamondbacks here in the 8th inning. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. Alex Young does his job in relief. We are now moving to the bottom of the 8th inning. In your score, the Diamondbacks won the Giants nothing. It's getting to be crunch time in San Francisco. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back in just a few after this. Appreciate y'all for being here. I will have to say this. I got to come up with a few more interesting commercials, or not commercials, but a few more stuff on the in-between. I'll do a little bit of work on that this week. Here you go. Here's our friend Steve.
Hello, guys. Steve Rademacher coming at you. I'm having my 500 subscriber giveaway if we get there by the end of this year. That's my name and my channel, Steve Rademacher. All you have to do is be publicly subscribed, and then you can enter to win once we hit the magic number. Either an unopened, still sealed box of Star Trek official trading cards, Next Generation and Original Series. If that's not your cup of tea, we have Fleer Adrenaline with a Deer Dick rookie card. I have pulled out an autograph from one of these, and there are relics. If that's not your thing, how about an unopened box of 1987 Donruss Baseball? Just come watch me, subscribe, and enjoy the show. Thank you.
Welcome back, everybody. Joe Mantiply is in. It's going to be his 51st game of the year. He's got a record of 1-3. His ERA is 1.96. He's worked 46 innings. He's only walked 4, and he has struck out 46. So the Arizona's all-star representative is on here in relief, and he is going to get himself a pinch hitter. It's going to be Austin Slater here to pinch hit. So Slater is going to be up to bat. They have Slater, then Peterson, and Wilmer Flores, but we'll have to see if Jock Peterson's going to face the big lefty. So Mantiply in on relief of Merrill Kelly. And the first pitch from the lefty is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Slater. Slater batting .261 on the year. It's from the right side against the left-handed throwing Mantiply. And here comes the offering. It is a breaking ball that is swung on and missed. The count is now 0-2. Our friend Troy says some of his favorites were John Byrne, Paris, Collins, Walt Simonson. And so our friend Living Room is saying it's Finch is the fellow that he was referring to. There's a breaking ball that misses outside. The count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Slater. So Mantiply holds at the chest and he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. I would have to think that Mark Melanson or maybe even Ian Kennedy might be the next ones up to come in for the Diamondbacks. Here's the pitch from Mantiply. It's a fastball that's taken for a called third strike. Slater stood there like the house by the side of the road and watched it go by for the first out of the inning. The pitch was a knee-high fastball on the inside corner. It was a good call there by Corey Blazer. Not only did it hit the K-zone, but it also was a great pitch. That's one where, as a hitter, you have to tip your hat to the pitcher and just, that was a fantastic spot-up pitch made. Well, we are going to have a pinch hitter for Jock Peterson. It's going to be J.D. Davis. Davis got the start in last night's game. He had a couple of knocks, so Davis in to pinch hit for Peterson. And here's the first pitch. It is a fastball swung on it, missed, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. This ball game, if you like pitchers' duels, well, that's what we had here for the first 7 innings. And it stayed true to form. Our friend Ruben Hogan's, who jumped in earlier and said he was going to take the under. Well, at this point here in the bottom of the 8th inning, Ruben's probably grinning like the Cheshire Cat. There's a breaking ball that's swung on and missed, and the count is now 0-2. A friend in the living room asked me earlier, he says, what are you thinking about tonight in the Japanese League? To be honest with you, I really haven't checked it out. But I think tonight, if I was thinking about it, I was really mixed on this one, and I'll tell you what it was in a moment. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted, foul down the right field line, and the count remains at 0-2 to J.D. Davis. It's the Chibalote Marines who have been struggling lately. They're playing the Oryx Buffaloes. Chiba's sending Roki Sasaki to the mound, the big star right-hander, the power-throwing right-hander for the Marines. Oryx Buffaloes are sending Daiki Tajima to the hill. And that one there. And Tajima's a pretty good pitcher in his own right. And here's the pitch from Mantiply. It's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. And the count remains 0-2 to Davis. It's a home game for the Oryx Buffaloes, but the Buffaloes play a certain amount of games in Kobe every year. So even though it's a home game, they're not playing at the Kyocera Stadium in Osaka. They're actually playing at Hodomoto Field in Kobe, because Kobe is where the Oryx Blue Wave used to play their games. So I probably would lean towards Sasaki tonight, as there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count's now 1-2. Yeah, as I say, Tajima, if it was a home game at the Kyocera Dome, I might still lean toward, my needle would point toward Oryx. But because it's kind of that neutral site game, they're going to be playing on the all-dirt infield. I believe Hodomoto's all dirt, much like the Koshin Stadium. And that's why I would probably lean toward the Marines tonight for a victory. So here's the 1-2 pitch, and there's a fastball that catches the outside corner, and Davis stood there like the house by the side of the road. That's back-to-back strikeouts. Both of the Giants players have been caught window shopping here The ninth inning, Mantiply really doing his job. That's the second out of the inning. It's going to bring up the designated hitter, Wilmer Flores. So our friend Living Room says he took Oryx. Well, unfortunately for him, well, maybe you get lucky and you get Oryx tonight, but I would have a feeling that it's probably, for my worth, it is not them. It's going to be the Roki Sasaki, the big-time right-hander for the Marines. First pitch just misses the down for Flores, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. And there's a fastball that misses outside, and the count's now 2-0. Troy says he had to look him up, but he remembers Finch on Batman. Of course, Living Room says he used to collab with Chris Claremont, as he's a big X-Men fan. There you have it. So here comes the 2-0 pitch. As the lefty kicks and delivers, it is a breaking ball, swung on it, missed. The count is now 2-1 to Flores. Flores, if he gets on, will be followed by the left-handed hitting Brandon Belt. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball, swung on and missed. The count is now 2-2. Troy says Claremont and Silvestri were the best X stories. It's all pretty cool stuff. Not really into the comic stuff. Never really got into it. I did see a couple of the movies when they came out before COVID. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into left center field. It's going to get down. It's going to get up the gap. And Flores is going to cruise into second as Alec Thomas gets out there to pick it up, and he fires it back in. So Flores is aboard with a 2-out double. The Diamondbacks never can make it easy on themselves. That's going to bring up the first baseman, Brandon Belt, but we're looking to see if there's going to be a pinch hitter here for the veteran left-handed stick. See what Gabe Kapler might have in mind. Nope, they are bringing Belt out, and they are going to bring the pitching coach out to the mound. Brent Strom making his way out to talk to Mantiply. Our friend DW has popped into the stream to say that Kimbrel has just folded. I haven't checked out. We haven't done the out-of-town scoreboard tonight at all in this one. I'm going to save it right to the end. We will give you all the out-of-town scores after this one is done. Right now in this one, there's only one other game that's currently going on, and that's the Mariners and the Angels. They're in the top of the 8th inning. The Mariners beating the Angels right now 3-2, but all those other games across the big leagues are finals. So we'll run the recap after this one is complete. Mantiply checks the runner at second. And here comes the 1-0 offering to Belt. It's a fastball that's the 0-0 offering, and it's a fastball that misses upstairs for ball one, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Mantiply leans in. He gets the sign from his catcher, Carson Kelly, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. So the lefty now kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 1-2. Our friend the Living Room says when OJ Atagwe had dumped his collection in the store, the same store he bought them from, our friend DW says that Kimbrel is the Brewers MVP tonight. Interesting. We'll have to go and check the meltdown a little bit later. So here comes the 1-2 pitch to Brandon Belt. Mantiply delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on and tap foul over on the first base side. The count remains at 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. This game here has turned out to be an entertaining ball game in the late going. Great pitching performances tonight by Jacob Junis for the Giants and Merrill Kelly of the Arizona Diamondbacks. Now the game has been turned over to the bullpens. Alex Young did a great job in the top of the 8th inning, and now Mantiply trying to finish off here. There's a breaking ball that misses down, but Brandon Belt swung at it. So says the home plate umpire, Corey Blazer, and that is going to do it, as he's gone for out number 3. So there was no runs in the inning. There was the double by Wilmer Flores. There were no errors and 1 runner left the board. We're now through 8 complete. It is the Diamondbacks 1, the San Francisco Giants no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the 9th inning. After this, when we return, appreciate you all for being here. Here's our friend Steve again.
Hello, kids. Steve coming at you. It's Steve Rademacher. And if you like interesting stuff, if you like to laugh a little bit, and if you enjoy collecting, this channel's for you. If you like non-sport cards, we have them. You like pseudo-sport cards, we open them. Even if you like entire boxes of completely pointless stuff or other sports, we have everything here. I drop a different video every day, and there's always a theme to it, from No Filter Friday to Saturday morning cartoons, even Sunday shoutouts. Once in a while, we'll get a little froggy and show Money Money Monday, where I showcase a bunch of my currency. We have Legos, we have Star Wars, we have a good time. We even have my brother on Takeover Tuesday. Be there or be square. Back to Freddy.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the 9th inning, and it is going to be everyday John Prebia coming in, or at least that's what it seems like to us. Every time we watch the Francisco Giants play, seems like they always turn to John Prebia. I don't know if they have anybody else's teams down in the bullpen except for his. There are some defensive replacements. J.D. Davis is in left field. The fielder is going to be Austin Slater. Prebia on here. 7-1 record. He's pitched in a league-leading 55 games to this point. The first pitch is a fastball delivered and swung on and fouled away by Josh Rojas, and the count is 0-1. Rojas, Walker, and McCarthy here to face Prebia in the 9th. Prebia has worked 49 2/3 innings. He's allowed 48 hits, 18 runs, 16 earned. He's walked 15 and struck out 39. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-1. So Rojas, Walker, and McCarthy here. As the pitch is a changeup that is swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes to 1-2. Our guys are talking comic books in the stream tonight, so I'm just going to let them chat away on that. We are here in the top of the 9th inning as the 1-2 offering comes from Prebia, and it's a fastball that misses upstairs. Runs the count now to 2-2 to Rojas. Rojas, as we said, 0 for 3 tonight. He's struck out, he's grounded to first, and he's grounded to second. He has 3 trips. And here comes the 2-2 pitch from Prebia, who rocks into the motion and delivers. It's a fastball swung on, and it is jammed off the fists, and it's hit into left field. The shift was on for Rojas to the right side, and he's able to battle it off and get himself a seeing eye single. As he's able to get down through past the third baseman Longoria. He's got himself a single here for the leadoff hit in the 9th inning. Our friend DW says the Giants used to be a contender. Why doesn't anyone want to play there? I don't know if it's that nobody wants to play there per se right now. I think the big thing is that I mentioned earlier that they're in it's a team of flux right now for the Giants. They're core players that they've had over the last number of years. You think of Buster Posey's retirement last year as they throw over to first base, and getting back in time is the base runner Rojas. Posey retired last year. You got to think that Crawford and Belt are going this year. You also have to think that Evan Longoria is not going to be returning. I would think that those guys are probably finished. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. I'd be surprised if Wilmer Flores was back next year. You look at some of the younger players that the Giants have. Marco Luciano, Helio Ramos get an opportunity to come up. Some of the players that they currently have right now will still be around. I think they may consider spending on a free agent or two. I would think Carlos Rodon, the starting pitcher in tomorrow night's ball game, I'd be surprised if he's back. And there's a fastball that is swung on and missed, and the count now goes to no balls and 2 strikes on Walker. So I think those are the biggest things, and I think that they do have some help on the way. They've got some prospects in their organization, and I think once they get to a point where they're kind of like where the Diamondbacks are, then they'll start to spend. I wouldn't be surprised you see the Diamondbacks open up the payroll here in the next year or two. Once they can sort of establish and see where some of these younger players are at, if their curve is on the right upward trend as the fastball misses upstairs and the count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. I think about this entire infield. I think only Estrada would be back next year. Tyra Estrada, that is. Wilmer Flores, everybody else finished. My friend Troy says, you've stolen our game call stream. Maybe a little bit. The comic books are to distract everybody from the 500 Giants and the sub-500 Diamondbacks. So here comes the 1-2 pitch from Brebbia, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And Walker is gone for the first out of the inning, so 1 away, and that's going to bring up Jake McCarthy. Our friend Big Ray says, I have a fairly large early Wolverine collection, a few sub-series. Never realized they'd be worth so much. Yeah, certainly some of that stuff is very, very popular. I remember years ago when the Superman stuff and the Batman stuff went crazy for a while. So here comes the first pitch from Brebbia. It's a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count is 1-0. But also I can remember at a time when I used to have 3 sets of the 1986-87 Fleer basketball with an extra Jordan rookie to go with it. Those are long, distant memories. But good memories. So McCarthy waggling the bat with 1 ball and no strikes. There's 1 gone here in the 9th inning with a runner at first, who is Josh Rojas. And here's the pitch from Brebbia. Instead, he throws over to first base, and getting back in time is the base runner Rojas. Here in the top of the 9th inning, all the excitement will happen in the bottom of the 9th. That's where the Diamondbacks pitching gets entertaining. There's a breaking ball that misses in, but they appealed out to the third base umpire, Mark Ripperger, who goes up with the right hand. Says that McCarthy went. The count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Our friend Living Room asks, if we had a comic book here, what would the name be? We really gave it any thought to that. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded up the middle. It is fielded by Crawford. He steps on the base for 1. They throw to first, but it's not going to be in time to get the speedy McCarthy. That's going to go down as a fielder's choice, as Rojas is going to be erased. Fielder's choice to 6. McCarthy is safe at first. They may want to go have a look at that one on the replay, but I'm pretty sure that Crawford wasn't able to get the ball there in time. Nice play by Crawford. A great hustle down the line by McCarthy. The ball went right through Brebbia. Yeah, we got to look at that on the replay, and I'd have to agree that that was not in time. I would say our friend, the living room, in my younger years, I would have said the endurance man. It's because of the stamina, being able to run forever, be able to do a lot of things athletically where a lot of people would wilt. It was fun just pressing the stuff, whether it be going for runs or doing anything, any type of physical activity. Just good stamina, good endurance. Don't know if I can say that anymore by any stretch. And here comes the pitch. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Probably today we would probably have to say maybe the invisible man. That would be the one today. Just a shadow, or maybe the shadow of his former self. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is to Thomas. That's it, Mr. YouTube. Yeah, no, I think the Beast has got that one all set up. Our friend, Mr. Beast. So 1 ball and 1 strike, and Brebbia throws over to first again. Getting back safely is the base runner McCarthy. And here comes the 1-1 pitch as Brebbia holds set. He delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And the count now goes to 1-2 on Alec Thomas. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Just as a reminder, we'll be back on the airwaves again tomorrow night with these same 2 ball clubs, same time, same place. And on Thursday night, we're transforming over. We're going to do the Washington Nationals and the San Diego Padres. As Washington is going to make their road into San Diego to play the Friars on Thursday evening. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And that is going to do it for Alec Thomas as he's gone for out number 3 here in the inning, and that will do it for the Diamondbacks in their half of the inning. Well, everybody, we're going to the bottom of the 9th. In the top of the 9th, there was no runs, there was a hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We're now through 8.5. It is a 1-0 Diamondback lead. Stick around, everybody. We're going to find out the San Francisco Giants are going to be able to come back in this one. Would you like to support Last Drafts Baseball? We would appreciate it if you did. Be sure to check out our eBay page where we have baseball merchandise. We also have stuff from the Japanese League for those who listen from Japan. But we also do other sports like football and basketball as well. Don't forget, visit Last Drafts Baseball's eBay store to help support the channel. We'll be glad you did. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom of the 9th inning. It is a 1-0 ball game. Ian Kennedy is on in relief to have to close this one out. He's going to be the 3rd pitcher used by the Diamondbacks tonight. So Kennedy on in relief. And that is where we stand here in a 1-0 ball game. Mark Melancon had been the closer for quite a bit this year, and Kennedy now looking for his 9th save. He's got 8 saves and 11 opportunities. He's got a 2.97 ERA. His record is 4-5 on the year. He has worked in 43 ball games. So Kennedy on to close it out, or to try to close it out here in the 9th inning. But he's going to have to face the heart of the batting order. Evan Longoria, Mike Yastrzemski, and Thairo Estrada on to face him here. If I go take a look at the bench for the Giants, they've got 3 hitters left on the bench. Luis Gonzalez, Tommy La Stella, and Austin Wynn still can come in to pinch hit. So here comes the first night. Big Ray says he's going to head to bed. We appreciate you, Big Ray, for stopping in, and we thank you for being here as always. So we appreciate that. We've got down to crunch time. I wouldn't necessarily blame you either. So here comes the pitch, the 0-1 pitch. It is a fastball swung on and grounded foul. The count is now 0-2 to Longoria. Longoria tonight is 1 for 3. He's doubled. He's grounded into a double play and struck out his 3 times up. So Longoria steps in and he's waggling the bat in the hole. 0-2. Yastrzemski and Estrada to follow here against the right-hander Ian Kennedy. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and fouled into the legs of Longoria, and the count remains at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. The San Francisco faithful that are still remaining are on their feet and clapping for their teams in parts of the stadium. So 1-0 is the scoreline here for the Diamondbacks. And Ian Kennedy now coming set. And he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is now 1-2. Our friend DW says, thank God they didn't let Melanson pitch. Yeah, Melanson's had a tough year this year. There's no doubt about it. Mark Melanson has put a lot of the supporting fans around the Diamondbacks on what we would say probably on life support. Here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and it's lifted foul out of play, and the count remains at 1-2 to Longoria. Although I don't know if Ian Kennedy per se is necessarily the answer, but it's the way it goes sometimes. They've got Luis Gonzalez, who has grabbed a bat. I wonder if he's going to come up and hit here at some point. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count is 2-2. It never gets easy. You certainly don't want to put the tying run on base and bring the go-ahead run to the plate if you're a Diamondback. So here comes the 2-2 pitch as Kennedy now works set. And he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into shallow left field. Backing up underneath it is Perdomo. The shortstop, and he's going to make the catch. And that is going to retire Longoria for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up Mike Yastrzemski to the plate. For Yastrzemski tonight, he is 0 for 3. He's had a tough series so far against the Diamondbacks. 0 for 3 tonight, 0 for 4 last night, 0 for 7 in the series. So he steps up here. Just as a reminder, when this one is done, we'll give you the complete out-of-town scoreboard. Our friend Troy says, I'm definitely with that. Sorry, but I can't get behind him. Kennedy brought the D-backs to the postseason in 2011. It was a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is 0-1 to Yastrzemski. So no balls and 1 strike. They do have a shift on as Perdomo, Rojas, and Walker are all to the right side of the infield. Only the third baseman, Rivera, is on the left side. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left center field. Going back onto the warning track and leaping up and making the catch in front of the 399 sign is Alec Thomas. And that is going to retire Yastrzemski for the second out of the inning. He sent that ball a long ways. Thomas got all the way back. He was right in front of the 399. He jumped up in the air and hauled it in with 2 hands. And that is going to bring up the second baseman, Thairo Estrada. Our friend Troy says that he's going to strangle us for that. Well, it's not our fault that your pitcher on the mound is serving up long fly balls to the deepest part of the ballpark. And here comes the pitch. It is a first pitch fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Tell you, Yastrzemski took it for a ride, just not far enough. And the thing that's going to hurt the Giants here is the Padres are losing again tonight. As we said, we're going to get you some of those scores in just a few minutes. There's a breaking ball that just misses inside. The count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Our friend Troy biting his nails with every pitch here as the Diamondbacks are slowly crawling their way back up to 500. Tomorrow will be the rubber match in this one. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on as tap foul over on the third base line. It's fielded by Rivera. The count is now 1-2. I have to say, a well-pitched game by Merrill Kelly tonight. Well-pitched game by Jacob Junis, just not as good as Merrill Kelly. Our friend Troy said it was the best call ever just because he made the catch. Yeah, he was right in front of that 399 sign, and he actually jumped up in the air. To be honest, I think he had enough room not to have to jump up to make the catch. I don't even know if Thomas knew exactly where he was. I knew he was on the warning track. I don't think he knew that he had that much space to the fence. There was probably a good 3 feet. There's a fastball that misses down in the way, and the count now goes to 2-2. Corey Blazer kind of looked like he was ready to pull the chain on strike 3 on that one, and it was, you could see a good couple inches off the plate. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Estrada. The Giants are down to their final strike. And here comes the offering now from Kennedy, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This ball's belted to deep right field, moving back and leaping it. It's off the wall. That ball is down. Varsho has to pick it up. Digging around second and heading for third is Estrada, and he's going to get in there with a 2-out triple. And the crowd is on their feet, and they're going crazy in San Francisco. This one there couldn't be hauled in by the outfielder. But Estrada's got himself a 2-out triple. That's going to bring up the shortstop, Brandon Crawford. Those in the audience have probably left because they said, we don't want to hear this ending. Sounds like it could be a nightmare. Well, it's now a situation where Brandon Crawford steps to the plate. Varsho jumped up in the air. The ball hit off the wall. It ricocheted down and hit his throwing hand off the ricochet. Didn't know where it went. Ended up bouncing away toward the foul line. Now Corey Blazer is getting into it with the home plate, or with the manager, Torey Lovello. I don't know what's going on between Blazer and Lovello. But Lovello is up in arms. He's pretty ticked off about something. And Blazer's giving it right back to him right now. Lovello's walking away, shaking his head. So I'm curious to hear what that's all about. He must have been giving it to him because of the 2-strike pitch. On the 2-2 pitch, he didn't ring him up. He must have been letting him have it because of some of that stuff. I don't know if Lovello ended up getting ejected there or not. Never saw the sign, but he went out and first gave it to Corey Blazer. Blazer did look like he was going to stand up and ring him up. Pitch was well off the plate. So Brandon Crawford steps to the plate with a runner at third and 2 gone. The crowd is definitely on their feet here. And here's the pitch. It is a first pitch fastball swung on and missed. The count is 0-1 to Crawford. It is certainly an interesting park, the way it plays out in San Francisco. A lot of little nooks and crannies all over the place. That's something that we would call a true wall. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted to deep center field. Going back onto the warning track, leaping, and it's gone. A 2-run homer to straightaway center field by Brandon Crawford. And that is going to do it. The Giants are going to walk it off here in the bottom of the 9th inning with a 2-run homer. by Brandon Crawford. And your final score from San Francisco is the San Francisco Giants 2 and the Arizona Diamondbacks 1. What an unbelievable finish to this one, everybody, as Brandon Crawford takes the closer, Ian Kennedy, deep, and that's the way this one is going to end. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in 30 seconds to wrap this one up, and as well as everything else in this game. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back after this from our friend Dave. Unbelievable.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for checking out the game and Last Raps Baseball. This is Dave, Zero Thought Sports Card. If you like pack openings, baseball, all that good stuff, check us out. Drop a comment on our channel this month to win a mystery pack of cards. All you gotta do is say Last Rap sent you to be entered. And we'll drop a video later on this month announcing the winner. Enjoy the game.
Well, everybody, that was pretty much an unbelievable finish. Brandon Crawford goes straight away with a 2-run shot to win the game for the Giants. The Diamondbacks had the lead pretty much the whole way. They scored on that home run by Christian Walker in the 4th inning, led the whole way from the 4th inning onward, and the next thing you know is it's the first and only time the Giants had the lead is on that walk-off home run here in the 9th inning. I'm going to give you the roundup of all the out-of-town scores across the Major League Baseball. There is still one other game going on underway, and that is the Mariners have now jumped out to an 8-2 lead over the Angels. That game's in the bottom of the 9th inning, and that is where they stand. But we'll give you that in just a few. First of all, we'll start in the National League. The Philadelphia Phillies knocked off the Reds today 11-4, 11-18-0 for the Phillies, 4-9-1 for the Reds. Gibson gets the win. He goes to 8-5. Zoich takes the loss. He's 0-2. Home runs in the ballgame by the Phillies today. Rhys Hoskins hit 2. He's got 26 on the year. Derek Hall hit his 9th. Nick Castellanos his 11th. And Stubbs hit his 5th. For the Reds, it was Jake Fraley getting his 5th, and Jonathan India hit his 8th. The Marlins sure have the Padres number. They won 4-3 today. Miami 4-6-0. The Padres 3-10-0. Hernandez gets the win for the Fish. He's 3-6. Garcia takes the loss for the Padres. He's 4-6. Floro gets his 3rd save of the year. Fortes hits 2 homers today for the Marlins. He's got 6 on the year. It was an extra innings, but the Chicago Cubs came out on top as they knocked off the Washington Nationals 7-5. 7-10-1 for the Cubs, 5-13-0 for the Nats. Hughes gets the win in relief. It was Arano taking the loss. He falls to 1-1. Mark Leiter Jr. gets his 1st save. The Franmil Reyes hit his 2nd homer of the year for the Cubs. Luke Voit hit his 16th for Washington, and Lane Thomas hit his 11th. The Atlanta Braves shut out the New York Mets today 5-0 behind a strong pitching performance by Charlie Morton. Morton goes to 6-5. Alvarez falls to 0-1. It was Matt Olson hitting his 25th. Robbie Grossman was acquired from the Tigers, hit his 1st. 5-8-0 for the Braves, 0-3-1 for the Mets. St. Louis Cardinals knocked off the Colorado Rockies 5-4. It was 5-10-0 for the Cardinals, 4-6-1 for the Rocks. Helsley got the win. He's 7-1. Denilson Lamet takes the loss. He's 1-2. Homers by St. Louis. Paul Goldschmidt hit number 29. Tommy Edman hit number 8. It was a final at 11 innings, and the Los Angeles Dodgers fell to the Milwaukee Brewers 5-4. Brent Suter gets the win in relief. He's 4-3. Craig Kimbrell takes the loss. He's 3-5. Home runs for the Dodgers. Mookie Betts, number 27. Joey Gallo, his 3rd. And Chris Taylor hit his 8th. Christian Yelich hit his 9th for Milwaukee. And Willie Adames hit number 23. 5-5-0 for the Brew Crew. 4-8-0 for the Dodgers. Again, your final 5-4 for Milwaukee. The San Francisco Giants in this one here knocked off the Arizona Diamondbacks 2-1. 2-7-0 for the Giants, 1-5-0 for the Diamondbacks. The win goes to John Brebbia. He's 6-1. Ian Kennedy takes the loss. He's 4-6. Christian Walker hit his 29th homer of the year for the D-backs, and Brandon Crawford had that 2-run walk-off in the bottom of the 9th to win it. That was his 6th of the year. Interleague play, there was one game. It was the Boston Red Sox knocking off the Pittsburgh Pirates 5-3. 5-5-0 for the Red Sox, 3-4-1 for the Pirates. Nick Pivetta gets the win. He goes to 9-9. Mitch Keller takes the loss. He's 4-9. Matt Barnes gets his 3rd save of the year. American League Finals, as we check that scoreboard, it was the Tampa Bay Rays knocking off the New York Yankees 3-1, 3-4-1 for Tampa, 1-4-2 for the Yanks. Springs gets the win, he's 5-3. Nestor Cortez takes the loss, he's 9-4. Adam gets his 7th save. Home runs today, Randy Arozarena hit number 16 for the Rays. Baltimore Orioles continue to clip the wings of their cousins, the Toronto Blue Jays. They won 4-2 today in Toronto. It was Dean Kremer getting the win. He goes to 5-4. Alek Manoah takes the loss. He's 12-6. Bautista gets his 7th save of the year. Home runs for Baltimore. Cedric Mullins hit number 11. Adley Rutschman hit his 7th. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. hit number 25 for Toronto. 4-7-1 for the Orioles. 2-7-3 for the Blue Jays. Again, your final 4-2 Baltimore. The Detroit Tigers have taken 2 out of 3 so far against the Cleveland Guardians. They knocked off the Guardians tonight 4-3 in Cleveland, 4-11-1 for Detroit, 3-8-1 for the Guardians. It was Garrett Hill getting his 3rd win against 3 losses for the Tigers. The rookie has been steady since his recall. Zach Plesac took the loss. He falls to 2-11. Gregory Soto gets his 22nd save. Kerry Carpenter hit his 2nd home run for the Tigers. He was the rookie, or not the rookie, the minor league home run leader at the time of his recall. And he's picking up where he left off the minor leagues by hitting his 2nd of the year. The Minnesota Twins skunked the Kansas City Royals 9-0 tonight. 9-16-0 for the Twins, 0-5-2 for the Royals. Sonny Gray gets the win. He's 7-3. Zach Greinke takes the loss. He's 4-8. Gilberto Celestino hit his 2nd home run for the Twins. The Oakland Athletics knocked off the Texas Rangers tonight 5-1. 5-11-0 for the Athletics. 1-9-0 for the Rangers. Sears gets the win. He's 4-0. Kohei Arihara takes the loss. That's his 1st loss of the year. He's been out after suffering Tommy John surgery. Curious to see how that went for him. Sean Murphy hit his 14th homer for Oakland, and Elvis Andrus his 8th for the A's. Houston Astros lost to the White Sox tonight in Chicago 4-3. It was Lambert getting the win in relief for the White Sox. Neris takes the loss in relief for the Astros. Liam Hendricks gets his 27th save. Jose Altuve hit number 20 on the year for the Astros. 4-10-1 for the Chi Sox, 3-9-1 for Houston. And one final look in on that game that is still going on underway. The Mariners have an 8-2 lead. That's in the bottom of the 9th over the Angels. 8-9-1 for the Mariners, 2-7-0 for the Angels. J-Rod hit his 19th for Seattle. Luis Rengifo his 9th for the Angels. Once again, everybody, we do appreciate everybody checking in. Can't tell you how this game ended. It was unbelievable with that 2-run shot by Brandon Crawford. Troy, I feel bad for you. I know you're a Diamondback fan. It's unfortunate, especially for that one there. Living Room, also Big Ray, everybody else, DW, Troy, for stopping in. Thanks again, everybody. We appreciate your support of the channel. We'll be back again tomorrow night for these same 2 teams. Hopefully you guys can make it back in here as well. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you again tomorrow.